Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Felis Mengus, Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, Survive the Spin, F.E. Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Measured Flat, Mia in the Shire, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name's Burley, JMels24, Unimento, Iron26, Retro Bill, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Yun Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Links, as I say, to Patreon are below this video. With that, I'll hand across to whoever is in G+, so you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for today's live show.
Hello.
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 Did you have a good weekend?
Everybody here is sick, so not really, if I'm honest. We did go and see Santa Claus, though. That was good fun.
How was the curry?
Yeah, it's all right. It's just Craig and I, so it was nice having a chit chat with just Craig, and I really wanted to get out of the house, so I did, and I enjoyed it. It was very nice. Thank you for asking. How was your weekend?
Excellent. The weather was lovely yesterday, but Saturday just did chores.
That sounds
But
rubbish.
yesterday I
All right,
went to
really.
my grandparents, watched the football. It was a good day.
Oh, okay. It sounded rubbish up until you said it was a good day, but fair enough. Everybody loves football.
Oh, you know? No, I guess he's busy.
Neil?
I sent Neil a photograph of a homemade lasagna I made, and so he sent me one of that. I'm guessing his wife made that was twice as good, just to better me because he could.
I didn't catch the first part. A picture of what?
That's not why I sent the picture of the lasagna. I just sent it because he happened to make it. Well, my wife made it last night. And I said, you know who would like a picture of this? Liam.
It did look very tasty. I'm convinced he was just trying to one-up me.
Have you sent me stuff that we're supposed to be doing today, by the way? Or you...
I haven't, no.
You did. You had stuff I was supposed to do last week that I haven't. Is it just scroll up my way to Masturbate till the end of last week's interaction?
That may have been one day.
Or was it one deck that was sending stuff? Yeah, you might be right. I'll have a look.
If I remember, on Thursday, you said you might cover the space-time video tomorrow about being Friday, but you did housekeeping. And then one deck said he had the azimuth video. Did you cover it on Friday?
No. So we could do that.
There you go. I think that was what you were referring to.
Okay. The azimuth video, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. I can't see it. I'll just keep scrolling. Hopefully I'll find it eventually.
We had a new guy pop in Discord that I'd never seen before. He's driving, but he can't participate at the moment. But new guy.
Yeah, his name was Cuddles, wasn't it? Something Cuddles?
Buckles or something?
Okay. When
Sounds serious.
I had a word with Divergent and asked him if he wanted his link out in the public, and he sent me one to publish. So I put that in today. So I'm currently in Divergent Droid's server called The Flip Side.
Yeah, big shout out to Divergent Droid. Thanks for joining my channel as well. Appreciate that. I did send him a message on that one. Hopefully he got it. And Wicked. Yeah, nice.
Well, other than there's no one in there to verify me, although I have kind of left it a bit last minute. I'm scrolling all the way up in Master B. Neil, do you know where
Yes.
those videos that we were going to cover but didn't on Thursday are in Master B? I just can't, there's so much going on in there, I just can't find it.
Let me check.
Cool. Yeah, we drove a long way to see a Santa. And halfway there, Clover's like, you say Santa's not real. I'm like, look, you don't need to take this attitude with me on the way to see Santa. Like, it's fun to pretend. Yeah, but you say he's not real. And my wife gets involved. It's like, we're going to see Santa. You can't start talking like that around other children that are younger than you. You're at the age where you understand the difference between what is real and what is not real. And you can't just blurt that sort of stuff out when there's going to be loads of kids around you. Like, yeah, but Daddy says, and she continues, right? Like, she's at that age where you kind of have to understand, or I have to make her understand that I'm not going to lie to her, and it is fun to pretend, but she needs to keep her mouth shut when she's around other kids that are like literally being lied to continuously about Santa by their parents. Now, we've made no bones about it. You know, when the Easter Bunny comes around, it's pretend, right? But by the same time,
I'm a tooth fairy.
Yeah, I think you should just let her be herself and let her just blurt it out, because that's her essence. Just let it blurt out, because when the years go by, it's not going to affect her. So just let her do it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. If she's in the car, but we were on the way to see Santa. So who do you think's going to be there? Like a whole bunch of 3, 4, 5-year-olds that are all, you know, being continually told Santa is real by their parents, and they're there to see him. So I'm like, no, today you can't be doing this today, Clover. Unfortunately, I mean, it was a lovely day and all, and you know, it was probably the best Santa we've seen. But the experience in general was the best, because it was like at least a 40-minute experience to get to see Santa at the end. And they hide the fact that there's about 25 Santas, so you're not rushed to see him for 25 seconds. But
Yeah, I'm sure you can appreciate this. Like this, me and you both would appreciate talking to Globers, but there's a difference between talking to Globers outside of university and outside a funeral. You know, one's going to get you a better response than others.
Yes. Yeah, you're quite right.
But the people outside the university want to have that conversation. People outside of a funeral aren't like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not in the mood.
Hey, Nathan, I can't find anything that he posted, but yesterday Paula put something up that I think is pretty interesting. It's Hebrew word firmament.
I'm not going to do that kind of subject matter justice, am I?
No, but it is kind of interesting.
I'm sure it is. I'm no expert.
It's Hebrew pictographs.
Very good. Thanks, Neil.
I can't find anything. Where did you said it's Friday? He put this up.
There's no urgency. It's not like we have to do a video today. Just checking what was on the agenda. What I had in my mind for today was get squared away in Divergent's server. That's it. Other than that, it's business as usual, right? We're just here chatting about being fluffs. That's about it. That's our only purpose in being here.
Well, Jim could tell us all about this new horizontal constant he brought into a baller channel.
Well, before he
Right,
does,
Jim?
does he know he's got a new nickname?
Yeah, we're calling it the year 2026 is the year that we, the flat earthers, bring you the horizontal constant. That's what you're going to look out for in the 2026, the year of the horizontal constant. What do we mean by this? Well, basically, if you're believing you're living on a globe and you want to go out and measure your curvature, you're going to be hit with extended horizontality everywhere. For Earth is measured flat, utilized flat. Hence, constant horizontality in all directions. So it's the horizontal constant which replaces the gravitational constant that was never there in the first place. A mathematical formula that never ever matched reality. Pseudoscience. But the horizontal constant, you can measure it, it's dependable, repeatable, usable, you live on it. There you go.
You know what they're calling you in my comments, Jin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Flat Earth Rambo.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's me.
Flat Earth Rambo.
Hey, Jin, they drew first blood, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Because I didn't catch it. Sorry.
I said they drew first blood, right?
That's right. They drew first blood. Exactly.
Look at Travis Scott, give on his fucking legs.
I take it you like his nickname, Neil.
Of course, that's beautiful. That fits Jin, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Flat Earth Rambo. I appreciate that. I think I've worked hard to get there. All those servers where you take all that abuse, but Jin still comes through and delivers the flat earth truth to their chops. I love it.
No, it's because
very
of a comment you
boomer,
made in
and
one of
it
the
suits
shows.
you very well.
You said, I'll battle on regardless, or I'll battle indefinitely, and something like that. You were talking about how you were battling and at a level of consistency that you were offering in your suggestion of your battles that would be ongoing no matter what. Like you're fighting to the death constantly. That's where it comes from.
Thank you very much. Yeah, unwavering, unceasing, unstoppable.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of sentiment. Yeah, that's got you the nickname Flat Earth Rambo.
Cheers, man. Appreciate that, Neil. Nathan, appreciate that.
So, Nathan, one of your commenters put that in?
Yeah,
So
then
they're
it's been
paying
echoed.
attention.
Yeah, but then it's been echoed. I wouldn't, if it was just one, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it. But it's been echoed by a different commenter. So like, all right, so this is being picked up upon. Speaking of commenters, I had one of my microphone customers leave a comment. So a guy asked me about a particular microphone that he'd purchased, and it was just taking a bit longer to get to him. And he was asking me about one of the mics he owned, but wasn't something I'd sold him, but just happened to have. Parliament mic, an AKG. So I told him what I knew about it, and based on my experience with the predecessor, and Craig, who's just joined the panel, was struggling to get it to work, and there's no parts that you can get for this thing when it's like a 1970s microphone. And he's asking me, should I swap this really nice case that I've bought with my one that works that's got a crack case? I'm like, no, just use the thing, don't mess around with it. And I mean, no, way obliged to offer customers advice on stuff that they haven't bought from me, but by the same token, you just want to be friendly, and I know a lot about microphones now. Like, legitimately, in this instance, I could offer him decent advice, so I did. Anyway, this guy's back and forth with me while he's waiting for his microphone to arrive, generally talking microphones. And he asked me what my channel was, so I sent him a link to the microphone he was waiting for, like the test video. Now, this was actually posted in the link of the ad, but sometimes not always, but people just don't watch the video that's in the eBay ad. So I sent him a link to it. No, he did, because he said he liked the sound of it on my voice. Anyway, so he must have seen the ad. Anyway, I linked him back to his own mic that he'd purchased. And then he's obviously had a look around the YouTube channel. He's gone, all right, are you seriously a flat earther then? I'm like, it's not that serious. Earth's just measured flat. He's like, all right, okay. I'll have a mooch around when I get a few minutes. I'm like, okay, no worries. I think he asked a couple of follow-up questions that were globe-related, like, doesn't Euclidean geometry work on a globe? I think that was his follow-up question. Regardless, the conversation continued about microphones. And then he left a comment, let's see if I can dig it out, actually, specifically about his obsession with mics. Now, I mean, I like mics because I like speakers, and they're just the same thing as far as I'm concerned. So my fascination with high-end hi-fi has tailed into my obsession with microphones. And this guy's just another dude who's slightly obsessed with microphones. So based on that, he's come along and gone, you've got hundreds of videos about microphones. I can tell my wife I'm not a nutcase because I'm wanting to have all of these microphones that I've currently got. That's from his perspective, not mine. Anyway, let's see if I can find this guy's comment.
Well, we did learn from Stephen Rose that it's important to keep your relationships intact when discussing this topic.
From Stephen Rose, did you say?
Yeah, the guy who had advice on how to talk to flat earthers.
It's good to keep your relationships. What? Say again.
But the most important thing was to keep your relationships intact.
But why wouldn't they? It's because there's... I don't know even where to begin with that. Is it because the people who come to the subject are conspiratards and therefore almost preordained to alienate those other people around them, their friends and relatives?
Yeah, the example he gave was crazy Uncle Larry.
There you go. So because crazy Uncle Larry's always going on about conspiracy theorists, he alienates all of those friends and family that want to be in the Christmas party spirit while he's talking about JFK. Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of us, I mean, from my perspective, I can't think of an example where what I do as a flat earther has alienated people who haven't already come into the realm. Like, obviously, in literally recent history, there's been people that will now be divorced from me as a consequence of their actions. But I met them within this environment. But everyone else that I know outside of this environment, friends, family, I haven't, lost touch or alienated or been alienated by any of them. I mean, I've had a couple.
No, but I was just thinking, Nathan, it reminds me of your daughter telling all the other kids that Santa's in on it.
Well, my oldest plays along. She's like, yeah, it's fun to pretend. So while she's watching Santa, she's under no apprehensions that the guy in the red suit is the guy at Lapland that's going to bring him presents down the chimney that we haven't got. But she enjoys fantasizing about it, and she's not going to ruin it for everyone around her. So she's got that balance. And the same would be said about, I wouldn't be at all concerned about either of them going into society and suddenly pissing everybody off because they're talking about flat Earth. But both of them know how the Earth's measured. They're listening to my show or overhearing it to a certain degree as they're growing up. So, but they've been taught to be tolerant, like, of other people's religions. They've learned about other religions. So when it comes to the heliocentric religion, I've taught them this is what the people in your country believe in. So be respectful of it. Don't go around telling them they're wrong, like you wouldn't go around telling a Hindu they're wrong. Why would you?
Yeah, in the same way we believe in a dragon and St. George.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody comes up to you and starts telling you about Ganesh or Vishnu or whatever it is, you don't suddenly start saying that's idle nonsense, though, innit? Any more than if someone came up to you and was like, well, obviously the Thor character is real. There was always a god of thunder. You just go, okay, that's your belief. Fair enough. Most people wouldn't care. It's only because the globe is seemingly consequential to their fear that they brace against it if they're anti-flat earthers. And what's a flat earther? Somebody telling you it's not a globe. I've, like a lot of people would like to say, I don't consider myself that guy that goes into next man's house and starts telling him he's not on a globe. I don't think it's my right to do so. I never have, really. Well, occasionally I have to bring it up. It's because it's push has come to shove and someone's asking me what I do. And even then I'll be a little bit non-committal in terms of what I answer. Up until recently, I've been saying things like, well, I have a channel about cosmology. Most people are like, don't want to sound... I playing with those words intentionally because not everyone wants to confess to being ignorant. When you say cosmology, they go, I kind of understand what that word means, but I don't want to seem dumb, so I better not ask too many questions. And most people don't. So that's the way of ending the conversation. Oh, yeah, it's about cosmology. And if you say it with a slight upward inflection, they think, if I pretend to not know and ask a few questions, this guy won't shut up about it and I don't know anything about it. So you just get the response that you want, which is what I want, which is, oh, right, oh, okay, like stars and stuff. The amount of times I've heard that, you're like, yeah, that's right. And then you go, what do you do? And then the conversation ends when they say, oh, I'm a programmer. All right, that's fascinating. Right, we're computers and stuff. They get the same response from me. And everybody remains happy. I'm not going to alienate everybody. Whereas there's a certain type of person that is utterly compelled to tell their neighbour that they've been lied to about a sky vacuum. And you're like, what are you doing?
Hold on a second. Okay, I understand that, and I agree 100%. But say you get invited over during the holidays, and there's some guy that's constantly going on and on and on and on about heliocentrism, how we're going to be visiting other planets, how NASA's got this set up, and NASA's got that set up. What do you do then?
You walk away because that guy sounds... Just stop and have some outward perspective. If you're at a party and some guy... Change it from flat earther now to... anything that's loosely connected, let's say politics. There's that guy in the corner who won't shut up about Trump. You're saying, I would feel compelled to tell him he's right or wrong or whatever it is you feel is compelling enough to interject with that guy's conversation. Me, I go, that guy seems boring. That's what I look at, that guy at that party, and think. Doesn't matter what the subject is. Insert any random specialist subject where flat earth and Trump was previously, and you have guy on his pedestal ranting at a party. Most people don't like that guy, and it doesn't matter what the subject is. Yeah?
Okay, I said that to say this. You're absolutely right, because what's going on in my brother's house is he's constantly with the law, instead of the grace we received through Jesus Christ. And my wife was fine with it at first, but it's really getting to her. And it gets to be annoying where, yeah, you don't like that person. You don't want to be around that if you're going to constantly hear that.
Right, I found this guy's comment. I've just discovered your channel.
I'd like to make a comment as well, just quickly, before you go on there, because I'm missing my opportunities here. Well, first and foremost, I informed my neighbour that we're not living on a globe. That was back in 2016.
Why?
He was very thankful for that. Why? Because we're not living on a globe. I think everybody should know that. That's why.
That was 2016, Nathan. You forgive him for that.
Yeah, relax, Nathan, relax. You did the same thing.
Did I? Give me one example where I did that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You said that you wanted to just tell people.
Thank you, Normie. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll read out this guy's comment so we all calm down. Right, this is the guy I was talking about. There's a customer, microphone customer. Just discovered your channel after buying a microphone from you on eBay. You're a total godsend, as I can now tell my partner that my interest in microphones and my collection of less than 30 is not crazy. I will just show her your channel on YouTube. Very pleased with all your advice and guidance, and recommend your channel and eBay listings to friends. Just one question that I'm sure you've answered many times before. Which one would you keep if you could only keep one? Yeah? So in other words, it is a completely microphone-orientated question. Just a normie talking about his purchase of a microphone. Now, does the guy acutely know that I'm a flat earther making flat earth videos and hosting flat earth? Yeah, he does, yeah. Absolutely, without question. But he's just come to the channel to say, if you could only use one mic, which would it be? Do you know what that means? It's quite important. So you get there quickest. What does that mean? Why am I highlighting it?
He's accepted it.
No, it doesn't. Right, that might be the case. I won't say it doesn't mean that. It just doesn't mean that for me in this moment. It means that it is acceptable to come and talk about something that isn't directly related to what the channel does. This channel deals with flat earth, specifically. But it also covers the mics I use to talk about flat earth, because I have to flog them as a sideline. Like a hustle to keep the lights on. But this guy's come along and he's like, yeah, you deal with flat earth, that's your podcasting bit. Okay, which mic would you keep if you could only have one? In other words, it's secondary to what he's interested in. Do you understand what I'm saying? I gave this as an analogy of three guys at the bus stop, and one of them's arguing with the other about Earth being a globe or flat, and the other two are just like I was describing everyone else at the party, going, oh God, this is boring or what? And then the two that are arguing turn to the other two that aren't in the discussion and say, well, what do you think? And they just go, oh, it's just measured flat, it's not that serious. And they get on the bus and bugger off. because it's secondary to what's going on in their life, which is more important to them. Their wife's having an affair, their mortgage isn't paid, whatever it is that's in their life that's distressing to them. Flat Earth's secondary, and it's just like, yeah, whatever, it's just measured flat. Why are you arguing about it? Shut up about Trump, you're boring everyone. It's the same thing. My point being that there will come a time, and I think this might mark the start, this one dude marks the start of people going, yeah, we always knew it was flat. Lying, initially, but everyone does already know it's flat if you're measuring Earth. I mean, you've got to be quite in a specific genre of type of person that's doing a specific type of thing to understand and appreciate that. And even then, as Jim was keen to point out Friday, much to my irritation, well, this guy still thinks he's on a ball. Oh, okay, thanks for divining his thoughts. But the point is that it will eventually come a point where the general public find the subject just acceptable. That is to say, they don't need to get in a tizzy about it. It's less important than their general day-to-day stuff that they've got going on in their lives, and they can just roll their eyes and go, yeah, we always knew it was flat. It's just how it's measured. It's not that big a deal. It's not that serious. Anyway,
No, but
Tina was talking to the neighbours again about the kids. Cheeky bitch.
No. See, this is the most important topic right now at the moment. The nature of our reality. They could pass it off
to you,
as some dark hidden thing in a corner, but it is one of the most important, if not the most important topic right now.
No,
yes,
to you it is. To the guy that's just commented, which is the best microphone, and if I could only, what's my desert island microphone, and justifying his less than 30 mics to his wife is more important than flat Earth. Now, you might think, well, that's tragic. It's the most important thing in the whole wide world. Yeah, but when it isn't, it's back to the Mr. Syndrome guy from Incredibles. Well, if everyone's super, no one is. If everyone knows and appreciates it, then it becomes second fiddle to whatever they've got going on. Now, this guy's just one guy, and maybe I'm giving it too much importance, but it's better than an analogy of the bus stop when someone comes along and goes, yeah, but which one would you keep? Not, well, surely it's actually perfectly capably measurable. He doesn't care. He cares which mic is the best. Yeah? Maybe you're not picking up on the significance.
No, I pick up on it. I know exactly what you're saying, but that's just one person.
That's right. That's just one person. Well said, Neil. Because there's going to be people out there thinking,
just one person.
Why is the education system teaching my children the heliocentric model if it's not a real thing? That's what's going to happen when people wake up to that point. Come on, man. It's not going to be, they're going to, we always knew it was flat. That ain't going to be a thing, I guarantee you.
Some people will say that, like this guy, right? But there is going to be people that, like Jen said, they're going to be like, wait a second here. I'm sending my kid to school, even private schools, they teach it. I'm paying money for this. And I'm happy how they taught them how to read and write and comprehend. And I'm happy how they taught them mathematics, arithmetic. But why are they teaching my children something that's not reality?
Because that's the current religion, Neil. What I was going to say, Nathan, was the way the rhetoric change and the change in approach is going to make conversations with normies a lot easier, because it's easier to talk to a normie about how Earth is flat and how you can find north using a clock face or sticks and shadows without even having to mention flat Earth. You just mention how it's done, and it's self-evident. And they're in agreement with you, so there's no agree or disagree. And there's no fight in their religion. And so they can come to that conclusion themselves, if they can fog a mirror.
Yeah, but you're going to have, there's going to be a point where they're going to want to fight their religion.
And let me just address this at a party situation. I've been at a few parties, where I've spoken about flat Earth, and it's gone down well. Interesting thing to talk. What's new, Jin? Blah, blah, blah. I've been on holiday at bars, met people for the first time. And I brought it up. When the timing was right, I brought it up. I had a whole, 30, 40 people at Honolulu Beach in Hawaii shouting out flat Earth. And it was great. A great piece of entertainment. They learned, we had a laugh, and it was good. There was none of this, You are wrong to do that. Now you're out of your mind. No one tells me I'm wrong when I'm engaging with people. I choose the timing and I do it my way, and I'm not rude to people. I'm not shoving it down their throats. I'm exciting them, waking them up. I'm wearing a flat Earth t-shirt as well. So no. That's what you're putting forward there. I can't accept that at all. That's never going to be a thing. Oh, we always knew it was flat. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Get out of jail free cards. That's what I called it. And it's funny how you said it too the other day. That's how I feel. Like they're giving them a get out of jail free card with that. Oh, yeah, we all knew it was flat. No, you didn't. You fought with us for freaking 10 years. Called us freaking retards.
Yeah, Nathan, where's your flat Earth t-shirt? Nathan. No, you're not getting out of this one. Where's your flat Earth t-shirt? We want to see it on camera.
The whole time I'm picturing Jin like Rambo sharpening his knife.
Did anybody watch the clip? I think it was on Master B, where the flat earther got kicked out of the Big Brother house, and then the girl who supported him was sent a list of rules to abide by.
Where was this?
No. Yeah, please expand on that.
I'm pretty sure in Master B this week I watched a clip, and it's all subtitled, so I'm not sure what country it was from. But basically, the one flat earther who was in the Big Brother house, he was evicted. Why, I don't know. But then they were all sat around having an argument about the usual things, where's the edge and all that, to this girl who still supported him. So obviously Big Brother calls her into the diary room, and lo and behold, there on the chair is a list of reasons why the Earth is a globe. And she soon decided it was best to change her mind.
Really? I'd like to see this video.
Let me go check Master B, see if I can find it.
Did it say climb a tree? Day 23. Sarah climbs a tree.
I'm going to claim globe manipulations.
Nathan.
Yes.
Jin, did you hear Jin earlier explaining he wears his flat Earth t-shirt to parties?
Okay, like your MAGA hat or.
I was wondering, where's your flat Earth t-shirt? And we want to see it on cam.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy at the party, though. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I'm not knocking you, Jin, if you want to be that guy. But that's just not what I want to do. I mean, that sounds hypocritical.
No, but I admire him for it, though, because it takes courage to do that.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's just not what I want to do.
I think that is your worst nightmare, though.
Yeah, for me, it's just a doddle. It's like as easy as breathing. I don't sweat it at all. It's not a problem because I've got an angle as well in that, especially here in Japan, and if I travel, the English accent just really gets them. And is it really? Is it really flat? Yeah, it is. And it's got on the T-shirt, dare to research it. I dare you to research it, and you'll be pleasantly surprised, as well as shocked and horrified as well. It's a right roller coaster ride of emotions, but check it out. And then I might go on to show them some material.
Hey, Nathan,
Yeah.
do you realise
Very
he's
good.
still in Droid's Discord?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be. I didn't. You can talk to me in this voicing checkout thing. Are you at liberty to make me a proper member of his server? Len? Or are you just joining because you can join in voice check-in and that's what, you know, it sounds like because you've just spoken to me. Oh no, he can't fricking hear me. It'll only let me do push to talk. Ugh. I don't know how I'm going to talk to Len because it's only allowing me to do push to talk in Divergent Droid server and I can't run my
Send
show.
a message in Master B at his name.
Yeah, I can hear Len, but he can't hear me because I can't take myself off push to talk. I need Divergent Droid to do something about that. But he's not in his own server, so... Tell him in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think Americans get out of bed till about midday, usually.
DD's in my chat. He's like there now. But I don't know, it's because it's a brand new server, so he's presumably not got any help because he's not in any need of any help. But as soon as I put his link out, he will. He'll need some managerial help to run his server, right? And he'll need to turn off voice to push to talk as well, more importantly than anything. Because Len's in there and we can hear him, but he can't hear us. I can't be pushing to talk every time I want to hear, every time I want Discord to hear me. Ah, he's joining. How long we got before the live stream's due to start? 1 minute.
1 minute.
Perfect.
Well, you just put a 5-minute delay on it, and then it gives you a bit of grace.
Well, can you join? Can one of you join Flipside's chat so that you can tell Len with push to talk that I can hear him, because I'm gonna have to close that line momentarily and I just won't open it again, otherwise we'll have random people who can't hear me telling them the answer to their question because I haven't got...
Right, but I haven't been invited
he's done that.
to that server,
hold on a
Nathan,
second,
so
sorry.
it's going to have to be Jin or Neil.
No, I think he's figured it out. Can you hear us, Len?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude.
Perfect. Well, for now, this is for fine. I mean, if necessary, what is voice check-in will serve as a public gateway temporarily because I've published the link to this. And presumably Divergent Droids read my message and realised that I can't run the show with push to talk. But now you can hear me. VC Check-in 1 becomes my live stream gateway. As it actually works. So I'm happy, you know, I don't care what it's called. But for now, this is perfectly sufficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Shall I send people from the other Discord?
You can if you want. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, how many participants can this room have? There's normally a limit.
Well, I think there was about 6 or 7 people in the other one.
For now, right? They never talk anyway. We'll just leave it as is, right? And I'll tell my YouTube live stream audience that there's a link to this server. And for now, VC check-in 1 is fine. It's a public gateway. Good enough for me. This is all I want from the server. Literally, what the functionality VC check-in 1 is offering is perfect. Meets my needs quite well. So long as I've got the ability to shut people up, which I don't think I've got yet in this server. But I'm sure Divergent Droid can address that. Anyway, I better start the live show.
Let's get it on.
Hi there, from Jin CBR1.
Otherwise known as Flat Earth Rambo.
Rambo in the house.
There's already been a bit of controversy before we've even started. So I was in the past making an example of where normies would accept flat earth as just having always been the case, with the bus stop example, where there's a couple of people just having a casual conversation and then a couple of other people arguing about whether or not earth's a ball. And eventually the conversation spills into the extra two people at the bus stop that have nothing to do with the discussion being asked what their opinion is, only to be responded with, well, it's not that serious, Earth's just measured flat. Or in other words, a nonchalant response that indicates that it's not the primary thing that they're concerned about, in spite it being oh so important to the two people discussing it at the bus stop. Now, I got a commenter that bought a mic from me and just happened to ask what my channel name was, and I supplied him with the YouTube link to the video that was in the ad on eBay, but direct rather than in the embedded comments of the eBay description, where I'm describing this mic is the AKG D65S. It's a handheld dynamic switch cardioid from the 1980s, that kind of thing. Well, that guy had the original link from YouTube itself supplied to him as a customer so he could see the channel. Now, he's come back subsequently, having asked a couple of preliminary questions about flat earthing, so enough for me to know that he recognised what the channel's about. But his primary concern was what my desert island mic would be. What one would you keep if you could only have one, was his comment, the essence of the comment, rather than it being the primary concern about whether or not Earth's spherical. Now, I'm sure that the guy probably has questions, maybe of some vague interest to him. The point being, his focus was convincing his wife or better half that he's not nuts for having less than, he was important to add, a 30 mic collection. That's not abnormal, right? He's just, like the guy on YouTube with all these mics that he's selling. He's got loads of mics too, so it's normal, okay? That's why he's come to convince himself. No offence to you, my friendly eBay customer. My point being that the flat earth aspect of the channel is secondary. He's the guy on the periphery at the bus stop who's worried about whether or not his wife likes his mic collection, rather than the discussion that's irritating him about whether or not Earth's spherical. Who cares? We already knew it was measured flat. YouTube buffoons arguing about it at a bus stop's not going to drag me away from my concern whether or not I'm nuts for having 30 microphones, or less than 30. You know what I mean? So that example is been made as a real thing. Like, I didn't know it'd come about because of microphones, but it has. And what was the response from my fellow compadres that literally say, flat earthing's the most important thing in the whole wide world? They said, it's just one man. That's their response. So I thought that was worth sharing with the live audience as soon as we started.
Yeah, that one man, actually what he was saying was just pointing to his wife and saying, look, the guy that, I'm not crazy, because there's another guy that loves microphones. Look at this guy, so he can't be crazy too. Oh, wait a minute, he believes Earth is flat.
No, he had my response in that regard. It was in the eBay messaging system about delivery. And he's like asking a few opening questions about globe Earth and what it couldn't work with. And my response was, look, it's not that serious. Earth's just measured flat. And his response was, yeah, all right. So which microphone would you keep? It's just, to me, I've been dreaming of this day. Yeah? Not where it's... When I first got here, Validation Boy talked about not telling people, but not for the reasons that I don't necessarily discuss it when I'm out and about with normies, when I'm in my supermarket or at my home ed classes with my kids. I don't bring up what I do or that they're wrong about their religion of heliocentrism. Well, Validation Boy's notions were, if we don't tell people about it, it will remain special. You know something that the general populace doesn't. But if you go around telling them how nuts they are, they just want to ridicule you and tell you how their religion of being on a bull's correct. But if you keep it to yourself, well then, although it's a bit of a secret king scenario, it's still him suggesting that you don't tell people so that you can keep it sacrosanct, if that's the right word, special. And to him, I would imagine, based on that sentiment, he wanted to be special for knowing Earth's flat. Now me, I'm saying it's not that serious, it's just measured that way. Now it's a very polar opposite, completely the antithesis of what his sentiment was, but for the reasons that I've always wanted to keep it to myself to avoid ridicule when out in public, now I can say for the first time, and again with this exact customer, it's the first time some normie has talked to me about what I do, and rather than saying, oh, I run a show about cosmology, I've gone, it's not that serious, Earth's just measured flat. It's the first time I've put that rhetoric, if you will, into the general normie public, rather than in a very controlled way what we do in our little pond, as much as I hate the fact that it is our little pond with the anti-flat earthers. It is our little pond, and that's where it's been ushered and dug out specifically for us. But when it starts spilling into normie society and I say it's not that serious, Earth's just measured flat, the guy who I'm saying it to just goes, yeah, fair enough. What's your favourite microphone? Which one would you keep if you could only have one? It means that it tells me in no uncertain terms that this subject is secondary to a normal person. That's all this dude was. Just some guy who's interested in mics. He's bought one from me on eBay. He's not interested in flat Earth. Until he came across my channel, I'm in no doubt that he may have heard of the subject, but it certainly wasn't something paramount in his mind, like a normie would expect it to be. Or, how we'd expect a normal person to be, if I could say the sentence. So it does, to me, even though my panel members have completely poo-pooed it, it's just one man, I think it does represent a subtle but recognisable change in the opinions and attitudes based on the rhetoric we're putting out. My rhetoric specifically being, it's not that serious. It's just measured flat. Because it is. Earth, that is.
Validation boy, is he the same one that said every globe proof will start out with assuming that Earth is a globe first?
Yeah, and then QE told me that he'd got that rhetoric from him.
Oh, that's his too. Okay, just checking.
Now, Nathan, when you say to that guy with the mic, oh, it's nothing serious, it's just measured flat, well, you really dampened any kind of chance to educate the man on that. You've just dampened it. That he's not going to, he's going to continue believing he's on a globe. That's what's happening there when you do that. Okay? And if it was me in his shoes, I would have said, yeah. Did you not realize that we're not on a spinning ball hurtling through the universe? Because that's just crazy. At least give him some inkling where he needs to check it. You're not ramming it down his throat, but you're stressing to him in some nice way, because you're still doing your business, but it's something that you should consider and check. Because we don't want children to be learning this, Okay? There is a way of, you've missed an opportunity there, but you don't want to engage the guy. That's understandable.
Absolutely not. Right. Not my business. Right. If he was to tell me all about the Quran, I might nod along. I might explain that I'm a Christian, but that would be it. I'd then tell him about the next best microphone I want him to buy. Because that's what he's here for. He's on my eBay store looking to buy a microphone. That's what he's there for. Now, the fact that he can go and have a look at my channel and go, oh, right, you're a flat earther. Really? Now, don't get me wrong, he expressed that sentiment of, really? Through a message. It's not like I could hear the upward inflection. But it was dealt with by me going, it's not that serious, it's just measured flat. And that was enough for him to be, oh, right, okay. Because to average normal person, they don't necessarily care beyond what they're told, because it's genuinely inconsequential to them. How many times, raise your hands in Discord or G+, you've told somebody, like Jin suggests we tell them, that Earth's flat. And they go, what difference does it make to me? How many times have you experienced that?
Can't count how many times. But the other thing is, let me just answer real quick. I don't think Nathan missed a chance. I think Nathan put it forth the way he wanted to put it forth. It's not that serious. So that's going to be weighing on that guy's mind too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not that serious, you see. So maybe he may not look into it. The thing is, it's not that serious that we get educated in the wrong way and some people carry a belief for 48 years. That's not that serious. It's okay. Carry on believing. It's okay. Yeah. That's the attitude.
No, I don't see it
Right.
that way.
Well, yeah,
I don't see it
That's how I see it.
Let me
That's
answer
how
it.
I see it.
No, I do see it as that way, Jin. Because it isn't that serious when normal guy can go to his trig point and describe how Earth gets measured flat. He's not in any way concerned, that guy that we covered from the mapping channel, about how flat he will describe Earth to be when he measures it. It's not concerning him. So why should it concern you?
So clearly the deception continues. We're never going to get an end to this deception, ladies and gentlemen.
That's correct.
If we adopt this kind of attitude, because the deception has to stop. And industries sprouted out. Now they're lying, they're going to Mars and going to bloody the moon and that. And they're not doing any of that stuff. That's all coming from the deception where people are indoctrinated. And the idea that, it's not that, it's up is measured flat and you move on. The individuals are not even going to think about it, I don't think. But we'll wait and see. I don't think it's going to be a thing yet, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, you want them to understand and appreciate Earth is measured flat and then get on with their day. Now, in a circumstance where potentially it might cost them money, it will have a direct impact upon their income. They're being told that they're going to have to suffer cuts because of a trip to Mars, and they know Earth's measured flat. Then they might express their concerns because then it'll affect them. But like the example I gave earlier, the guy wants to know which is the best microphone to use during a podcast because he's doing a podcast with a couple of women in a couple of weeks, right? So that's what's on his mind. I'm not going to tell him, well, yeah, but you are a heliocentrist, right? Everyone's trained to be a heliocentrist. It's what we were all taught at school. So you do appreciate this is a big deal, right? What I do on my channel is a big deal. Very important stuff going on. You think I should have expressed that sentiment? Well, I disagree fundamentally.
If it was me now and I had this channel like you've got here now, I'd say, yeah, I'd give him links to my channel. I'd say, yeah, I find it quite important. That's what I'd say to him. It's an important thing whilst you're enjoying your mic and that, which is you're doing your business, and you can still get it across to him that it's something that he should consider when he has the time. For you are not living on a ball hurtling to the universe. That is not us. And it's still getting on with your business, and you've left him with something to think about.
Right.
That's
so by comparison,
nothing wrong with that. Sorry.
So by comparison, if it was somebody that was heavily into political malpractice, misspending, which is all they do, you would urge the guy at the party to recognise what a scumbag scoundrel Trump is. Because it's very important to their being and their life, and consequences in terms of the tax will affect you. You are tightening your strings because of this man. Those people are found to be very boring. Just the way it is. If you're that guy at the party, people look down their nose at you and think you're boring.
Well, Jim said he had a whole audience at his party.
Yeah.
And they were all quite interested.
It's how you approach it. That's all it is. How you deliver it. And the psychology you use. Simple.
Well, I want the reaction to be a reaction of being nonchalant to the subject. Like, immune to it. As opposed to the way flirting has gone for the last 10 years. It triggers a very visceral one side or another response. Either utter indifference and disdain to the person that's passing on the information, or utter disdain to the person that's delivering the information that's verbalized on the spot. In other words, you're either a normie that's resentful for the fact that you've even brought the subject up. That's the, what difference does it make to me? There's a tone of disdain in that sentiment. Or the, how dare you challenge what I've been taught in school? We know it's a globe because science told us. How dare you challenge the omnipotent science that I was taught in my school? I could be getting on with my other things right now, but for you telling me this, I'm going to have an argument with you about it, Gin. It's outrageous.
Yeah, and there are times when it's gone that way, and I've been successful. It's gone that way for 6 weeks. It's gone that way with that one person. Or in other cases with a group of people, 6 weeks, and no end of tomatoes and carrots being chucked, if you can imagine that, metaphorically speaking, with their insults, okay? And I've come out the other end, and they've all followed suit, thinking this guy's right. They've looked at the material; it's so sunk in, because I said to them, if you carry this belief to your grave, what was your life all about? Thank you.
Shout out to Jonah Level Logic, who's joined as a hyena. Thank you very much for joining as a member.
This is an interesting discussion, though, whether how heavy this topic really is. And that depends on the individual, really.
Yeah. But I want to soften the blow as a general, like, automatic response. If the subject broached, I want it to be subtle and soft. Now, saying it's not that serious. Let's just clear that up, Jin. Do I think it's serious? Oh, yeah, it's serious. Very serious. I've been running a show about it for 10 years. Obviously, I take it seriously. Obviously, it is serious. But that isn't necessarily what you want to put into the mind's eye of next man when you broach the subject. I don't think that's a successful methodology, having experienced 10 years of ridicule and tomato and carrot throwing, as you call it. Well, we're doing something wrong if we're getting carrots immediately thrown at us. I'd rather try a different tact where the next man shrugs his shoulders and has the ability, admittedly, a little white lie, to say, oh, yeah, I always knew that.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm getting tomatoes and carrots and apples thrown at me, metaphorically speaking, I've approached it like I'm walking on eggshells. So I haven't gone in there like a lunatic, swinging my sledgehammer. No, can I have the moment of your time? For example, one approach. What is the shape of the earth and how do you know that? That's one approach. And then when they say it's like a sphere, blah, 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 or they say it's round, do you mean round like a coin? What do you mean? Oh, spherical, yeah. But how do you know that, you see?
You use the Socratic method.
Right, and you just go easy and easy. But then sometimes they get triggered. They get triggered when you go softly. And when they get triggered, I say, well, hang on, what? You say, why the hostility? That's what I say to them. Why? Because, if it's a globe, you can prove it, can't you? It's simple. And then the insults coming. I throw some insults back. I can do the same, mate. It's not getting us anywhere. You're not proving your globe this way. And in the end, they calm down. And then they begin to see that, yeah. Then I start to show them some material. And now they're beginning to understand that they've been indoctrinated. Yeah, I love this. I love this situation where you engage the public. And I'm always softly. But you want to rough and tumble, I'll rough and tumble you back into your chair.
Okay, chill out, Rambo.
Thank you. There you are.
How's that horizontal constant doing, Jim? Have you beat anybody up with that yet over the weekend?
Oh, I've used it all over the weekend. My new toy. I've used it everywhere. It's gone down well.
Nice one.
What did the optician say one day?
Nice to see you.
That's a good one. Boom, boom.
Okay, I don't know what any of that meant, but wonderful. I mean, I think it's an interesting subject because at some point, normie society has to accept the reality they are faced with. And the reality we are faced with, that's flat Earth, is how Earth gets measured and always was. So to me, that's a very simple bridge to build. Very simple. Now, you might say, no, that there needs to be a fortified dam built and we need to flood this whole area for people to notice. And that's going to take a lot of work and we're going to have to battle with the local authorities for a significant period of time before we can achieve such things. But I'm like, I don't know, man. This is only a little crook. This is a little brook. You don't need anything more than a little wooden bridge over it. And then most people can walk over and go, yeah, when that's serious. Yeah. I can see how it's always measured flat. They might not lie. Now I see it was measured flat all the time, where I previously assumed incorrectly we were measuring it ball-shaped. We weren't. We never will. We can't because it isn't ball-shaped. And now I understand that. I can just get on with what I'm doing on the other side of this here little river that I've just crossed over. And it wasn't really that big a deal. Life goes on, as it always was going on, measuring Earth flat as we do so.
I think they all do that anyway. I think they all do that anyway, don't they? They all do explain how it's measured flat, but then continue in the subconscious to believe that they live on a ball. But they'll admit it's measured flat and demonstrate how it's measured flat, but stay in the ball world.
Which they're entitled to. Everyone's entitled to their beliefs. My humble opinion, as heliocentrism stops being the one world religion, that is to say, it's not the overarching, prevailing religion that we currently see it as, us from the outside looking in, that is, it will be locked up in the annals of history, assisted by Scientologists in their hermetically sealed vaults beneath mountains, with all of these documented heliocentric traditions tucked away neatly, ready to be reproduced at a later date, recycled by new narcissists who want to control people. But as it fades into obscurity, like anything that's juicy and has been used to great effect to control people, it will be tucked away somewhere. Well, you go, well, how can you tuck away what people typically just believe to be true if it ever fails? Well, that's where the only connection I can draw, Scientology, comes in. Scientology gives the ability to tuck heliocentrism as a nice package away. There's nothing unique in Scientology. It is just heliocentrism. When people say it's an offshoot of heliocentrism, I go, well, show me where it differs. Other than the groups that form after the fact, Scientology itself, what they talk about, represent what it is just heliocentrism. You'd show me a difference. If you want to say Xenu, you're like, no, that's absolutely in heliocentrism. If you don't know that in 2025, then what, aren't you watching the news?
Well, they did that with Flat Earth. You say, how are they going to tuck it away? They tucked Flat Earth away.
You can't tuck something away when you're measuring it that way. They didn't tuck it away. That's why they have to ridicule people who say it's flat. Not people who measure it flat. They need to be just kept separate and have them say, well, that doesn't mean it's not a ball. But anybody who just comes along and says Earth's flat as just a blanket statement of fact, they need to be ridiculed as stupid. Why? Well, because we still need to maintain the flat measurements from people who believe and understand and declare that they're on a sphere. Anyone who makes the flat measurements and then declares that it's flat, they need ridiculing. Well, that wouldn't be necessary if you could actually tuck it away. But you can't tuck away an entire geometry of how Earth's surface is dealt with, can you? It's on screen
Nathan,
in every one of these
people...
pictures that's going through on the audience's, view. You can see how Earth's dealt with in terms of how it's measured. Flat, in all respects, without exception.
Not talking about that, Nathan. We all know that. How many people right now, put a number on it, percentage-wise, think they're living on a globe?
Most people that we are aware of that are on the surface of the Earth think that they're on a ball. Most.
So,
I don't know, percentage.
They successfully tucked Flat Earth away because never did anybody ever think they were living on a globe way back when.
I don't agree. You can't tuck something away when it's how you're measuring the surface. This on screen now has the flat surface tucked within a ball that people believe they're in. But they don't. They think they're on it. Well, that disjunctive way of seeing a world that's measured flat from within a ball that you're on is just a cognitively complex process that people have to be educated in from birth so that they can have that cognitive dissonance. But it doesn't alter how it's measured. So you can't tuck it away, as you call it. You can't.
Maybe that's the wrong word, tucked away. Maybe I'm using the wrong word.
That's because of what?
They managed to hide it.
Distraction.
They managed to hide that Earth is flat, did they not? If they didn't, then why does everybody think we're on a ball, Nathan?
Because they were told they were on a ball.
Nicely tucking away Flat Earth.
They were distracted, Neil. That's the deception, the distraction. But I'm hoping in the future that the heliocentric model is dying anyway. When it does finally die, it will be living in those prisons known as museums, because that's where the kids are going to go and learn how stupid man was years ago, believing in this silly thing. All right, that's what I wanted. That's what I want to see happening in the future if I'm still alive.
The other thing is, they told you lived on a ball, and when you use their two prime examples, Eratosthenes and Alberuni, nobody noticed that in them descriptions how Earth was measured as a globe. It wasn't actually explaining that. It was pointing out and describing how they measured elevation angles, using dip angles, line of sight. It was all flat Earth measurements. when they was telling you this is the proof of our globe, and everybody missed it.
I agree. And there is a generation that should be held responsible. There was one generation when it turned, okay, and that generation needs to be held responsible, because I'm sure there were intellectual people there that knew damn well that it was being measured flat. That's how they got their mapping systems. That's how they were able to chart and go all over the world.
Talking about my generation.
But, no.
My generation. Who are you talking about?
Well, there's going to be one that they should be held responsible because they're the ones that let it get away. Now, I do hear that there were some Christians fighting against it, Calvin and Luther. But in that generation, that's where that turn came, and they allowed it to happen. So safely tucking away or hiding what Earth really is and putting us on a magical spinning water ball with a world just like it in outer space, deep in the cosmos.
But that's going to trigger people. I'm not trying to cause a big sensation.
Just talking about my generation.
People just try to put us down. That's what the problem is.
I like it.
Who are we on about?
My generation.
Who?
Talking about my
People that try to
generation.
put us down.
That we're dangerously close to actually getting a copyright strike, so let's stop it now. I just hope I die before I
Somebody's
get old.
responsible, though.
Who are you to say that?
The person that was deceived and indoctrinated, now that he's woken up. That's who he is. A disgruntled taxpayer that was totally deceived. That's why how serious it is. Remember, industries have sprouted from this lie. Now they're telling you they've gone to space, Mars, Moon, Voyager 1, Voyager 2. Yeah, okay. It's not serious yet. Children not yet born are going to be born into this debt. It's not serious. It's okay. Let it carry on.
Get him, Jim. Get him, Rambo.
When I say it's not that serious, I've already agreed with you in principle, Jin, that I do see it as serious. But if you portray that image to next man, you get the tomatoes and the onions shook at you. So there's got to be a way of showing them that it is a bridge that they can cross without losing their head, without mixing metaphors too much.
I always get the tomatoes and that's with always the softly approach. I never take the loud and shove it down their throat approach. I don't want to do that. I want to engage the people and let them realize it. But some people get triggered, don't they? They get triggered. And that's when, you got to weather the storm and still come through with the facts. Why the hostility? You know what I mean? We're only talking about the shape of the earth here, and you haven't proven it to yourself. That's the truth. That's the integrity of your position, sir, is that you're believing in something you haven't confirmed to exist. I'm only asking you in the nicest way possible, how do you know it is? You don't know it is, do you? Now, as I've measured it, I'm trying to tell you, it's measured flat. That's all I'm trying to inform you. So go and check it. Go check it.
Talking about measurements, Nathan, I did put a small clip in Master B, Solar Azimuth. Fancy watching it. So I think it's only a short one. Don't have to. It's just there if you need it.
Yeah,
well,
let's go for it.
in with the measurements, Jin. You should be asking where the guns are.
I will. We will come to it. We've got plenty of time, so yes. Somebody's turned a Bambi into Rambo, and it says Bambo. This is Jimbo. It says. I'll bring it up later.
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank everybody for joining my server today. Nathan, I'd like to let you know I've given you a show host role, so you should be able to ban and kick people and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I already figured that out when I banned Obnoxious.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful. Oh, you banned him already because you got to be careful because he's going to be popping in. Anytime there's a new server, Rob Noxious is there.
Yes, I
Yeah,
should really
that's
point that
TV.
out to the audience. Just one sec. So the server that we're in today is called the Flip Side, and it's Divergent Droid's brand new server. Well, brand new to me at least. It may have been around for years for all I know, but it's new to us. And he highlighted that he's got a server, and it didn't have a great deal of participation until now, but the link is below this video. So if you do happen to want to use the public gateway to join Flat Earth Debate today, you will be doing so via the Flipside Discord server, which is run by our fantastic moderation member called Divergent Droid. So big shout out to him. If you did want to join the chat, that's how you do so. So we are currently using his voice verification page bit because it seems to work. So if you're in voice verification 1 and you're talking straight to us at the moment, I'm sure that will change with time and more members of a, what would you call it, management team for his server. But for now, it's just him. So as that expands, for now, we're in his voice verification chat as our public gateway. But like I say, that's the link that is below this video is to the Divergent Droid server called the Flipside. So if you did want to join, obviously, as I say in the intro, don't swear, but that is your means of getting into this show if you did want to join and talk to us.
And if anybody's in doubt, we all agree that he is the best moderator out there, Divergent Droid.
Yeah, the oil in the machine that keeps everything going. Yes, that vital oil. That's the man.
Well, he's just on top of things. Like before Nathan could say what he wants done, Divergent Droid is on it.
Yeah, top man. Like I said, DD, Divergent Droid. Don't forget that name, ladies and gentlemen. The Flip Side coming at you at 2026.
I find myself in chat with somebody, and I'm about to tell them something that I can link them to, and Divergent Droid is ahead of me in my conversation. That's how good he is.
Are you saying the man is psychic? Wow, psychic DD.
No, he just pays. No. He's just paying attention to what's going on, and he knows what I'm going to suggest to a certain person, and boom, the link comes right up.
I'm going to test this microphone. It's one that I've already had in the show and tested it on a different live show. It got sold, and the customer was like, "It sounds really thin," and I was like, "Fine, just send it back." And he did, and I'm going to give it another quick test. It might have broken in transit, but I hope not. We'll find out in a minute. That doesn't mean stop talking.
We're waiting for you to test it. I thought that's what you said.
Yeah,
I thought the mic. I thought the mic he was using was the test mic. I was going to say that doesn't sound thin. That sounds great. Because I'm just going to get it ready. Oh, that's what's going on. Funny.
No, so this is the mic. It was the one that you said sounded great, and I told you that it was a 1970s microphone, and you were like, "That sounds wonderful." I'm like, well, it's from the 1970s. It's an AKG D190E. He said it sounds thin. I'm willing to bet that it's just because he bought a ribbon mic at the same time, and the ribbon mic sounds all fat and bassy, and this one doesn't. But I'm suspecting this sounds fine, right?
Yes, it
Sounds
does.
excellent. Sounds excellent.
I agree. This is a very nice microphone. I was gutted when it sold because I've sold a whole bunch of these, right? This particular microphone, D190E, I've sold a ton of them. And I thought the last sale or last purchase that I made was for 2 of them. And the guy only sent 1. He's like, "I can't find the second one." And I'd got the first one sold, this one. And I'd never received the second one, which I was gutted about. I was like, because I wanted to keep one, as in for my own use. But then having sold this one, I'm like, oh, heartbreaking. I did kind of want to keep a really nice D190E, and this one's in pristine condition. And it even came with the original 1970s transparent, funky looking clip. So the fact that it's come back, I'm not exactly disappointed about. And based on the levels and what it's behaving like, it seems like it's perfectly normal and does what it's supposed to do. So it sounds okay, yeah?
Yeah, it sounds great. Now, just a quick question.
Good.
Because I know your listeners want to know this as well. How many mics do you actually have that are yours, that you're not selling, that you're using for yourself personally? How many do you have?
One. This one. The one that I used for the show.
Oh, that's it.
Well,
Wow. I thought you had a few of them.
I buy all of them. I buy with the idea that, oh, right, I'd like to own this. So I've said it before with some of them, right? So I grabbed this one. This is a very specific microphone. It's for under snare use, or you can make it sound like a telephone, like a 1950s telephone if you're talking to the side of it. Really specific use case. I don't own a snare drum, right? But when I bought it, I'm like, that'll be an excellent under snare mic. I've got to kind of justify buying it so that if it doesn't sell and I end up keeping it, I'm like, well, of course I want to keep it. It's my under snare mic. You know what I mean? So I justify all of them like I'd want them if they don't sell. So that's how I buy good stuff. I'll only buy stuff that I want. So if it doesn't sell, I will keep it, obviously. Whoops. As it all starts falling off. Anyway, I'll fiddle with that later. But the same applies to this, you know. I would happily keep this microphone because it's a really nice vintage 1970s mic that actually sounds good. So if you want to kind of get a vintage vibe and you happen to have a band in recording, and they're like, what have you got that sounds vintage? You want to put something in front of them that gives them that nostalgic feel, but you can still get a good recording out of. Well, this is that mic. It's the mic the Pope used to use. Anyway, D190, very pretty microphone. While we're talking about mics, can I just show you what I think is the coolest mic I've purchased to date? Because I might not get another chance. It might eventually get sold. This. Look at this thing. This is a Marantz 3000, and it's suspended on a bungee rope and then on a metal frame with springs that suspend the capsule. It is absolutely outrageous. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not in the Hangout. You'd have to look at the live stream. But this is a Marantz 3000. Absolutely epic. And another one, I bought it and I'm like, oh, I'd love to own that. I put it in the Master B chat yesterday. I said, it looks like it's simultaneously from the 1940s and from the future all at the same time. I think steampunk is the way you describe something like that. Very steampunk looking microphone with these, like I say, springs, bungee mounts, this frame. And it sounds great. It's a really, really nice microphone. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, cheeky bastard. Yes, Flat Earth Flurf talk will resume momentarily. There we go.
It's so exciting, Nathan. I can't wait to see it.
Step
cool.
936 is in the house, so I've been keeping him informed about things that are happening, and he's very thankful. And he's got your back 100%, Nathan. Thank you, Skep. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Who are you talking about?
Skep 936, one of your Patreons that's always here. He gets busy sometimes, but he always comes back. I've been keeping him in the loop through text about what's been happening because he wants me to sign one of your books for him, right? So he's devastated by everything, but he has your back and unsubscribed from certain people. So thank you very much, Skep.
Shout out to Skeptic936. I do shout him out each morning. Like when I do the pre-show warm-up.
Yeah, we know that. But he's here now. So I want him to hear us shouting him out in unison. The guy's a good guy. He's helped me so many times.
Excellent.
Is he a long time patron of yours, Nathan?
Very long time, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
California boy.
That book will be a book of nostalgia for him then, and many.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of stories in there that I appreciate now, having done this for a long time, that people just won't know about. You know, there's going to be stories of individuals who were in this arena, who were, at the time at least, seemingly doing things that were deemed really important. But now it just all seems very redundant.
Yeah, see, a lot of people won't know, but then they'll go back to your show. Like a lot of people that don't even know, say they get the book in their hands, they never heard of your show, never heard of Flat Earth, but all of a sudden they got this book before them. Yeah, they will go back to the shows to find out who these people are.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if people would... I don't know how much longevity there is in things like the Isle of Man debate, for instance. I don't know if that's something that people would want to go back and listen to. Like, do you want to argue... do you want to listen to people arguing from a complete position of ignorance, talking about flat Earth measurements in terms of distance? If you've read once the book comes out, once you've read it, you'll have read it in that context. Like, well, we were debating about the distance to the Isle of Man, not realising that the distance itself proves how Earth is flat. Whereas if you go back to the old shows and hear us actually debating that, the stage has been set so that the audience isn't appreciative of it either. We're not appreciating how flat Earth is when we start punching in the numbers into the Earth curve calculator. We just take the flat Earth measurements, punch them in the Earth curve calculator, and then argue all day about how far we should or shouldn't be seeing. It all seems very silly when I think back on it.
It reminds me, Nathan, of going back and playing older video games.
Yeah.
Where they were nostalgic to you as children, but actually they're so technologically limited. They're terrible to play compared to today's standards. Yeah,
absolutely. So there was a video game called Chuck Rock, and I remember back in the days when everyone had 8-bit Nintendos, my parents' computer shop had a 32-bit computer, which in terms of gaming was so technologically advanced compared to a Nintendo, it was untrue. Now, if you look at the game, this particular game, Chuck Rock, now, you'd go, well, it's just a garbage 2D platformer. There's nothing special about it. Like, yeah, but back in 1989, when it was running on a 32-bit machine, it was the most amazing thing in the world. Your nostalgia is lost when there's something that supersedes it. And there's always going to be something that supersedes whatever we're doing in this forum, in the Flat Earth forum. What seems really important yesterday, like literally yesterday, it was really important that we made people aware of how ball-shaped Earth isn't. Today, that seems almost redundant. I know we're still arguing about it, but to me, that's just, I can't change that attitude. So going back and looking at...
That's okay.
Go ahead, Jin.
I was going to say, yeah, that's okay. You can't change that attitude. That's you, though. That's you. There are other people out there who have a different situation and different position in that, and they're going to carry on until the day they die doing it. And that's fine. It's not a problem, is it?
Yeah, there's always going to be a guy that talks about the Trump administration and how terrible it was till the day he dies.
Yeah, they were going to talk about it and see how bad it was and laugh. Yes, because it's going to be a sort of a joke, and that's going to be good. And as for the flat Earth, there are generations coming up that are going to be learning this stuff from those who don't want to stop telling them about it. Okay, there's going to be plenty of people out there doing that because it's going to be important. And then they're going to go to the museums and see the heliocentric model that the flat Earth has destroyed. There it is in the museum now. Look at it. What a joke, isn't
How
it?
could you destroy something that never existed?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We destroyed the lie. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think it'll be in a museum. I think it'll be in the annals of history in this regard will be the vaults the Scientologists provide.
And the museums for the children to learn and laugh about.
No, I don't. I think if it falls, if heliocentrism falls, it will be tucked away. That's where I use this terminology at the top of the show. And it's suddenly, right, you can't tuck flat Earth away. No, we're not talking about flat Earth in that regard. We're talking about heliocentrism. If it fails, it will be brushed under the carpet as opposed to put in a museum. It won't be like, look at these old heliocentric artifacts. No. The whole rhetoric will be packaged up and tucked away in the vaults of Scientology. Guarded, kept very secret for use at a later date.
Now it will be in the museums where kids will learn how man used to think. It'll be there. It's going to be there in the science museums. Guarantee you.
Why would it be in the science museums? Wouldn't it be in the mathematical museums?
No, we don't have those. We have science museums currently. That's why.
Does the Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe have a museum?
No. I don't think there's a C.S. Lewis museum. There is there's a Roald Dahl museum. I took my kids around it.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's all right.
What?
They got a whole load
Where
of
was
Charlie
it?
and the Chocolate Factory costumes and original transcripts and scribbles from him and things like that. Yeah, it's very good.
Where was it?
Somewhere relatively local, within 30 miles of me. I can't remember.
I missed the name. What did you say? There's a
Roald
what is
Dahl,
it called?
as in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Good morning, peoples.
But the point he was making wasn't whether or not we've been to the museum. It's whether or not there's a Narnian museum for those who thought that there was a talking lion. I mean, that's just based on the story of Christ, by the way. Just blasphemous if we suggested that there'd be a similar comparative museum for the fallen Christian religion, which isn't the case. In terms of the fallen heliocentric religion, I very much doubt that you'd want to keep it hanging around like a stale smell in a museum. Like I say, why have all of the vaults that the Scientologists have? Why have these climate control vaults? What could they possibly store in there? Well, an entire one world religion is the answer.
Yeah, I agree with Nathan on this. It's not going to be museums. It's going to be tucked away in Scientology. It's exactly heliocentrism, Scientology. Exactly.
Yeah, I can't find anything that distinguishes it from standard heliocentrism. So to say it's a spin-off, you're like, okay, how does it spin off? Because it's the same. It's not any different. It's not like Frasier versus Cheers, where one's about a radio station, one's about a bar. You can call that a spin-off. Both of them are the same. They're both the same. There's no difference between what a Scientologist believes in and what a heliocentrist believes in. You tell me where they differ.
So it's not a spin-off, it's a spin-on.
It's just the same exact thing. There is no difference, as far as I can tell, between what a Scientologist believes and what a heliocentrist believes. How they behave within their tax-free cult status of a church is very different to what is actually the essence of Scientology. The essence of Scientology is the same as heliocentrism. There is no difference between the two.
Maybe you should do a little video on that. Like the short, you've probably got a short one, Nathan, haven't you? Just to point out the comparisons, because some people won't know this.
Yeah. Well, where the lines blurred slightly in the 80s and 90s, they've become crystal clear in terms of what the current rhetoric of heliocentrism peddles. It's like I say it's like they're reading from the same playbook. They are the same playbook, right? Your alien invasion that you're all going to be experiencing. How is that any different to Xenu? The fact that you've got one guy, that's L. Ron Hubbard, describing it in his version of dropping thetans into volcanoes. So? That's no different to your aliens coming here and crashing, giving us the quantum computers, or whatever it is you want to believe. I think it's all stupid, but it's the same. Now, it used to be, in the 80s, that people would laugh at Scientologists because of their belief in aliens, specifically. Now, well, how is that any different to heliocentrism? That's what they're being peddled. The lines where they had distinctions between the two have now been unblurred.
There is no evidence that L. Ron Hubbard specifically addressed or wrote about heliocentrism. His work, including Dianetics and Scientology, focuses on a set of pseudoscientific ideas and spiritual belief system, but does not include scientific theories on astronomy, have you heard that? Or cosmology like heliocentrism. L. Ron Hubbard's main body of work consists of Dianetics, a pseudoscientific system for mental health, and the religious philosophy of Scientology. His writings are not concerned with scientific models of the solar system.
They're the same thing. His solar system is the same. That's where his aliens come from. He is heliocentric in his nature. There is no difference between Scientology and heliocentrism to suggest that his mental health practitioners, which they're not, have something to do with their sky religion. No, the two are very much separate. That's how the Church of Scientology behaves, as opposed to the religion of Scientology, which is the same as heliocentrism. They are one and the same.
Right, so why would he have to write about heliocentrism? He wouldn't, because he's writing about it in his writings of Scientology.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Like, you couldn't get away from that commercial when I was a kid. they try to push that one hard. That's crazy.
Well, according to Brian Cox, there is definitely alien life form out there, but the stars are that far away, you'll just never be able to get there. Or they'll never be able to get here. But they're definitely there.
Nathan, can I ask, in Scientology, is there any speak of time manipulation or different dimensions?
They're operating in the same pseudo fourth dimension Einsteinian concept with gravity as a heliocentrist is. In terms of their overarching sky belief, there is no difference at all.
No, okay. Correct. My point is, a lot of normies, especially the comments of philosophical and religious discussions and debates, people talk in those terms as they're a given. So I'd say that's where most people are, thinking in time travel in different dimensions.
I don't know. I'm not a Scientologist, so I wouldn't know if that's explicitly taught. But I can only assume that it's no different in terms of how a school kid would be taught about the world being a ball flying around the sun, and potentially a university student being taught that there's a bent fourth dimensional pseudo-Riemannian space-time. How would a heliocentric school child get any different of a religious education than any other? They'd be the same.
Sure, we watched a video once and the guy was explaining there's 12 dimensions and something about a squirrel in one of them dimensions or something like that.
I don't think that was a Scientologist, but yeah.
Is it time to do that video now? Of 1X, little clip. Angles, elevation angles, elevation angles, horizontal constant.
Oh yes, and there's also a clip posted by Craig about a flat earther, and he was on Big Brother and was asked, he was brought into the diary room and told how Earth's a globe and asked not to talk about flat Earth. I think something to that effect.
To go to the next chapter, and we'll look at the direction or the azimuth of your solar modules. So if I would describe the azimuth in my own words, I would explain it as the position of the sun expressed in a horizontal plane, right?
Oh dear.
Oh boy, right away.
Sorry, what are we, 15 seconds into the video? Who supplied this?
Me, Nathan.
It's absolutely superb. Yeah, let's just reiterate this to the audience. Earth's measured flat. It's not that big a deal. If you're a normie, it's how you measure Earth. If you're going to describe how Earth gets measured, quote, in your own words, you'll describe it with respect to the horizontal plane of reference that Earth is measured with. Because that's how Earth gets measured. So the fact that this guy opens his video with, if I'm going to describe azimuth in my own words, I'll describe it with respect to a horizontal plane, Yes, because that's how Earth gets measured. It's not a big a deal. Earth's just flat. You hear that again?
From the gate.
The modules. So if I would describe the azimuth in my own words, I would explain it as the position of the sun expressed in a horizontal plane.
The position of the sun expressed in a horizontal plane. You couldn't get much more specific. Horizontal position of the sun in the sky. Direction, azimuth. It says in the top right-hand corner. Sorry, top left-hand corner of this video. You can't get much clearer than that. Yeah, like I say, Earth's just measured flat. It's not that big a deal.
Hold on, his hand gestures say something different because he doesn't do horizontal straight. He does a slight curve if you look at it again.
Right? Because the sun is coming up and it's going down, but I'm expressing where the sun is by only looking over the horizontal plane.
He can't help himself.
Yeah, it's because it's how it's measured. I mean, there's no getting away from this. That's why we're never going to tuck flat Earth away. You just have to explain it with cognitive dissonance if you believe you're on a ball. So this guy is not worried about expressing how flat Earth will be measured for the angle of the sun and as it goes over your position and gets measured. He's just going to describe how it gets measured with respect to a horizontal plane of reference. Because that's how it's measured. So he's not too concerned about making apologetics to ball-believing numpties who come along and tell him, yeah, but that's only because it's easier to measure Earth flat to describe the sun's azimuth. It doesn't mean it is. He's not concerned about expressing that. Now, he might later on in the video. We'll have to see.
So it's going up and it's going down, but I'm like...
Up and down are terminologies that can only be described with respect to a flat plane of reference.
Only explain it in a horizontal plane. And what's key in this is that I'm explaining where the sun is relative in the horizontal plane with reference to a fixed point, right? Because I need to, if I want to explain to you, if you want to explain to me what the azimuth is, then you need to say, okay, the sun is somewhere there relative to a fixed point, right? So those are the two key characteristics, and that's how I would explain what the azimuth is. But those are only words again, so let's go to the whiteboard and let me explain this. Let me explain what the azimuth is in a visual and a graphic way. So let's draw a circle, a simple circle, and let's turn this circle into a sphere, into a ball, into a round object, right?
Kind of a bit like what I present on all of these slides. So, for example, if I bring up the slide that's on screen now, can you see what this is describing? Oh, just coincidentally, it's describing the azimuth angle with respect to a horizontal plane labelled as horizon, with degrees around it in a circle and a calculable celestial sphere wrapped around your position from a single point. It's almost like we have this running daily.
I thought you was making all this up, Nathan.
No, I got it from books and stuff. Specifically 10th Man's books that he spent thousands of dollars on.
And let's give it a bit of volume. So the bottom half we painted grey. And this is just a sphere. It is not necessarily our planet. Our planet happens to be a kind of a sphere as well. But just...
No, it doesn't. No, what you're going to be measuring is the flat planar surface of the planet. Now, that doesn't make any sense because it's a contradiction in terms. So peppering your flat Earth description of azimuth measurement with respect to a plane that's horizontal is inconducive with your belief.
This is just a sphere. And now let's place...
Yeah, it's just not the world then. Because if your world's spherical, it would need to be spherical if you're going to describe a spherical world. No, what you will be describing is a flat plane to take the measurement from. Now, you are measuring it with respect to a point that you can and do and will measure it from. But that is with respect to this plane. That's just how Earth gets measured. Now, when you say it's not the planet, as in not the world that we're standing on, yeah, the world we're standing on is not a planet. That's why you're not measuring it that way and describing it that way.
You right in the center of that sphere. Right in the center. So you are there in the center of the sphere.
Yeah, but they've hijacked this concept to turn the world into a sphere and then pretend that you can get the angles from the surface in hell if you wrap the protractor that is the measurement tool around you and call it the world that you stand within as a sphere. So when you say it's not the world, yeah, you know that it's not the world because that's not capable of being within if you believe it's a sphere. But you do definitely measure it from the plane of reference with you standing upon it. That's what you're about to describe, a physical description of a measurement of an item that moves about your position from the ground. And your measurement from the ground to that light, the sun. So we are going to measure Earth flat in this example. That just means it's not a ball Earth. That's all that means. You don't have to disclaim how this ball's not the ball that we are on. We're not on a ball, or we'd measure it that way.
In this perfect sphere right in the center, and now we want to have a reference point. We want to have a reference system because we need to start somewhere, right? So we create the system of north, south, east, and west. Okay,
so to describe north, south, east, and west, we have to describe them with respect to the plane of reference that we'll be measuring from. So here's you, here's the flat plane of the world, and here's the directions that are also flat. So we're into descriptions of directionality, and they can only be described with respect to a plane. That is how Earth is navigated. That's north.
Why?
Yep.
Yeah, but she said reference points.
Why isn't it south at the bottom?
Because you can only describe directionality with respect to a plane. South isn't down.
But as far as we're concerned, he's on a flat plane, horizontal plane. He's already described that. The protractor dome over the top, that's just our perspective view. But the lights in the sky, that's how they appear to us. So it's just hijacking perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to describe that dome that this guy's got in the picture, that's zenith, as in directly above my head. That's 45 degrees. That's 90 and 180, a line along the flat plane of reference that is the surface that you're measuring to describe the angle as the sun moves over your position. That's what you're describing. Now, the protractor, that's the angle tool used to describe the sun when you measure it from the plane of Earth's surface, has been turned into a globe for you, the numpty public, to believe in.
Can we get a J on that?
we want to have a reference point. We want to have a reference system because we need to start somewhere, right? So we create the system of north, south, east, and west. Okay, so as per the image, we have north, east, south, and west, but we can also identify, we can also express these four directions by means of degrees, as we learned before, whereby north is 0 degrees, south is 180, east is 90, and west is 270.
So we've got a flat circle described with 0 to 180 being north to south, 270 to 90 being east to west. Okay. So this is a flat planar system then. Yeah, directionalities are flat. North, south, east and west is only capable of being utilised with respect to a plane of reference because that's what it is. How we measure and navigate Earth is, as described by this man, flat. This is a man called Solar Solution, and I would like and invite my audience to pop along to Solar Solution and let him know. At Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed by the videographer or indeed by the YouTube algorithmic bots that censor comments about Flat Earth. So just let him know, in the politest of possible ways, that we are covering his video and describing, as he is describing, the facts of how Earth is measured. Flat as per his description and diagrams. And my diagrams, the ones that I use on a daily basis, I will be utilising some of these diagrammatical examples. And why wouldn't I? They're exceptional. They're the same as the ones I'm using on a daily basis to describe the measurement of Earth's surface in all practical applications, without exception. Earth's measured flat, ladies and gentlemen.
This is what...
There's no getting away from it.
Just saying it. This is what like bugs me a little bit. We've done other videos on it. You know, he started off this by describing from the horizontal plane and the angle to the sun. Then he's coming to this next step and told us that the Earth's a sphere. So we're going to go inside the sphere now. So we're going inside the sphere on the horizontal plane to do all this work. I mean, who actually thinks that is happening? I mean, there will be people watching this who've not cottoned on that. Hang on a minute. You can't go to the centre of Earth to do this. That's pathetic. But they'll be watching it and just believing everything that the guy's saying, what he believes is happening. I can't get my head around it.
Don't forget, we had 10th man He was dripping it out every day. So we were aware of their little charade, shall we call it,
Quick,
how they're going to use the equatorial plane.
hit the center of the Earth button, Neil. Quick. That's the ridiculous part. This is the crazy part that mathematics will have people do things like this. Like one that said that he started off with a horizontal plane, and now we're at the center of the sphere. What?
How's
What are you
angles?
talking-
Exactly.
At what point does he actually come back and say, well, you're not actually at the center of the sphere. You're just on this horizontal plane making this measurement. Nah, we're not going to get that right. Now we're at the center of the sphere. Great.
Shout out to Skeptic
Yeah, we
936.
referenced sea level. Sorry.
Just one sec. Shout out to Skeptic 936, whose name I won't release. I don't want to dox you, even though you sent me a PayPal donation. Thank you very much for the PayPal donation. So, I don't know if I've made this aware recently, but I'll do it right at the top of this week. So, if you donate to me via PayPal, currently I use that money to pay my wife to be my book editor. So that's where that money will go. So thank you very much for the PayPal donation, Skeptic936. I will forward it straight on to Paula. Really appreciate the support. And same goes for anybody else if you happen to send me money via PayPal or via, I think it's, I can't remember the name of the app that diverts money via PayPal to me anyway. But whatever the Cash App thing is underneath the video, that also comes to me via PayPal. And anything that I do get in that regard just goes straight on to Paula to help me edit the book. So thank you very much. Really appreciate the support, Skeptic936. Thanks for the PayPal.
Told you he was ace.
He is ace. I'm sure Paula will also say, she doesn't know, but when I send it to her, she is always very grateful when I tell her, you've just received money from this particular person.
Or you could not tell her, and just give a half.
No, why would it? Why would it do that? She's my wife.
I'm just doing a ranty joke.
Now let's imagine that you are somewhere on the northern hemisphere. It is during the summer.
Right, that doesn't make any sense. You've just described a flat planar system with north, south, east, and west. Now you're describing the northern hemisphere? That's an oxymoron. No, if you've got a planar system with 0 degrees being north, as you've got on screen, how can you simultaneously describe it as being hemispherical north and south? Now, that would mean that north was up and south was down. But that's not, literally, that's incongruent with what you've got on screen.
It is early in the
So what we're
morning.
saying, though,
The sun
Nathan,
just came.
this is where sorry, Nathan. This is what we say. This is the problem, isn't it? This is what we get with even the Simondans and the triangles. They're telling you one thing and describing another. He's not realizing he's doing it. I don't think he's in this arena for this purpose, but he's describing it. He's contradicted himself how many times? Yeah, even what he's showing as a horizontal plane, we know that's a perspective view of the skies. On the flat Earth, the horizontal plane you'd be measuring the angles from. He's already described that. Now he's saying you're in the center of a sphere. Now he's saying you're in the northern hemisphere. This is
Washington is good, man. Brainwashing gets you to sleep very comfortably with contradiction. That's why it's so good. That's why they start so young. So you can blatantly sit here and make all these contradictions, sleep well at night. Right?
Nathan,
up.
Yes.
are you okay with Rob Noxious being in the chat?
He's behaving himself.
Okay.
I mean, this guy's a stalker. Like a creepy, sweary stalker.
And you want to express the relative position of
Is
the
he
sun
paid to be
toward.
here?
Is he what?
Is he paid to be here?
I don't know.
You as the
Well,
observer.
if he is in the chat, he just needs obviously watching a video at the moment. Watch it if he's heard what we've been saying. If he's got anything intellectual to say of how we're pointing things out, come with some intellect and tell us where that isn't a horizontal plane, and we're not measuring any elevation angles from it, and the directions are not linear related.
Yeah, I don't mind Rob being here as long as he doesn't start in his rants and just pay attention to what is being said here. That's all. We're not saying anything that the normies are not saying themselves.
So the relative position of the sun in this spherical coordination system towards you as the...
He just went spherical coordination system and then drew a circle that was flat. He went spherical coordination system. Those were the exact words he used. And what he did with his finger was draw a flat planar circle for the north, south, east, and west that he's got diagrammatically exampled behind him. So is it just me, or is that the perfect example? That would be spherical, yeah? Not this. That's a circle.
Well, he has to make a circle, Nathan. It can't be done spherically.
Well, yeah, you can't do north, south, east, and west spherically. Like, go look at a compass. But the cognitive dissonance made him do it. There's no other explanation for it, because his words are telling you one story and his lips are telling you another.
Yeah, double speak. Perfect example, double speak right there.
The observer that's standing in the center of the sphere. So the sun just came up, you're looking at the sun, it's a little bit to your left, you're looking up, and you're looking up at the sun, but you want to express what the position of the sun is in a horizontal plane, right? So you can kind of draw an imaginary triangle. So you're looking up towards...
Sorry, mate. He's just gone back again now, hasn't he, to the horizontal plane that the observer's standing on to get the angle of the perspective of the light in the sky, which is that perspective dome over the top of the flat Earth. He's just explained it. Look at his hand position.
But he couldn't see the sun from the middle of the Earth, could he?
What we've got on screen now, in terms of him describing altitude and azimuth of the sun for a measurement of an angle with respect to a horizontal plane described with respect to a two-dimensional circle with north, south, east, and west on it. I say that's how they convert the measurements of a flat plane, that's the surface you're standing on, into a spherical surface. Now let's have a look at this diagram. You see that? This is the same thing, but with the extended celestial plane instead of the equatorial plane. What's this in the middle? You see this? That's the protractor that you'll use to measure the angle to the lights in the sky. So if you've got the sun traversing over this view in this diagram, you'd have a flat plane to measure the angle from the surface with you standing inside this globe, making the globe nothing more than a glorified protractor. That's how they've converted the flat plane that we stand and dwell atop and the measurements we take with respect to it into a ball that you can stand within to make these measurements seem plausible for a ball wrapped around your position. Let's go back. Imagining that this is the world, we're not on it. And we're certainly not in it. We're just on a plane with a perspective view of the sun and a glorified protractor wrapped around our position. That is precisely what this man is detailing and describing when he describes azimuth and altitude, measurements of the sun from a planar surface with respect to north, south, east, and west on a two-dimensional circle.
What's the sun?
Hang on, with that explanation that we've just heard, Rob Notchers should be a flat earther by now. Thank you.
And then there's a triangle right there in that plane, and then you draw a line straight from the sun down, and where it hits the horizontal plane, that is your azimuth, right? So that is your azimuth. And then if you would wish to explain to me what the relative position of the sun is towards you, we would need to agree on a reference point, and we normally agree that north 0 degrees is your reference point, right? So then you're looking at the sun, you're drawing this line down straight to the plane, and they say, okay, with relatively to north, relative to 0 degrees, I'm looking at the sun, and your azimuth in that situation is, let's say, 120 degrees. All right, let him shut up for a second. I just want to explain to you that the content of this video is copied from the complete course of energy systems. If this information is enough for you, great. If you want to learn more and if you want to get access to the complete course, then check the information in the description below.
I mean, I'm good. We're very well versed with this system of measuring Earth flat as a plane for the description of north, south, east, and west to work, or for the altitude and azimuth angle to work. You need Earth to be flat to describe and measure this system. So, I mean, as for the rest of your course, not really that interested. I mean, but check him out. I mean, I'll share your video link with my audience and encourage them to go along and let him know. At Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. Your concise, detailed explanation for the flat planar surface you will and do measure in this system was perfectly adequate. And I thank you.
All right, you go ahead again. Let's do the same exercise, but for somewhere later on during the day. So the first point you were looking at the sun was in the morning. So as the day progresses, it gets higher and higher. Somewhere around noon, it's at its highest point, and then it starts to go down, right? And then somewhere late in the afternoon, you are looking at the sun, and you're drawing this imaginary triangle between the sun and the horizontal.
But he's saying it's starting to go. It's a perspective view. That's that dome over the protractor over the top is a perspective view of the sun moving across the sky. That's what it is. It's not, not actually going down to touch the ground that he's standing on. It just appears to be going down because it's moving further away. Perspective.
Yeah, but he's got that triangle has to be on the surface, not on a flat plane if he's going to promote his globe.
Yeah.
Why is he not doing it on the surface?
No, he is doing it on the surface. This is an elevation angle measurement of the sun. The line that he is drawing is one line that forms the angle along the surface and one line up to the light in the sky, with the dome of the protractor that gives you all of the degrees that the sun can be in around you and your position on a flat plane. The flat plane is part of the angle. What angle? The elevation angle. What's elevation? A measurement from the surface. He's making a surface level measurement of the sun with an angle. It's very simple. It's not that serious. Earth's just measured flat.
Yeah, I understand that, but he's trying to make it sound like he's doing it from a curved surface when he's not. He's doing it from a flat surface.
The plane that you're looking at.
No, he just said the plane that you're looking at. That's pretty concisely describing a flat plane. If he's saying the plane that you're looking at, you're measuring it. That's what's giving you part of the angle.
I know that, and I know you know that, and I know you damn well know what I'm talking about. His surface is not flat. His surface is supposed to be curved.
No, it's not.
But he's doing it from a flat surface. Therefore, Earth is flat.
Yeah, correct.
And now you're drawing this line down, and again, you count from 0 degrees, so from north, you count how many degrees until you get to the point where the sun is right above the horizon, right?
Yeah, right. That's how we measure Earth. It must be flat for you to describe how many degrees from north you are around a circle, because that's directionality. It is ipso facto flat. And then to get the elevation angle of the sun, you will measure one of the lines of the angle to be the surface level. Also, categorically, without question, flat. Because if it isn't an angle measurement. Same goes for the degrees from north. This requires Earth be a flat plane, or it doesn't function. It is how we measure Earth, and it is ipso facto flat.
Yeah, I agree with Jim. There's no reason why Rob Noxious or anybody else in chat should not be a flat earther by now. He's showing you it on a flat Earth.
Exactly, that's what I was just going to say, Neil. He's actually showing you it's flat. Now, he might have uttered some nonsense about it being inside the sphere, but we all know that can't happen. That's not happening. So he's on a flat plane of reference that he's using for the elevation angles. We've described this protractor over the top as just your perspective view of the lights in the sky and what angle will appear to be at. And he's showing it on screen. He's showing us it's measured flat.
Well, be sure and let him know. At Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get removed by the YouTube algorithmic bots or indeed by the videographer himself. The name of the videographer is Solar Solution. He's not a massive YouTuber, although he is slightly larger than myself, but I'm sure he still appreciates as much as I appreciate getting comments from people who have never seen his videos up until now. So please do, as I say, let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment. If you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Programming Streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow.
And every other video we go over that shows you this flat plane of reference, it should be an eye-opener.
It's good as well because he was showing the cog disc, wasn't it? You know, and he's not realising that the guy obviously is explaining and showing one thing and describing another in full contradiction of himself. And not realising what he's doing.
From the very beginning, it was just amazing that he's mentioning horizontal 15 seconds in. I told you, this is the horizontal constant. You know, it's unavoidable. 2026.
I knew it. I was waiting for you to jump in when you brought the horizon in. I was going to say, Jim, isn't that horizontal constant? Is
That's
that
the
what you're talking
horizontal
about?
constant, baby, right there. There it is. Unavoidable. Look out for it, ladies and gentlemen. The year 2026, the year we, the flat earthers, bring to you the horizontal constant.
The problem is,
if you said,
hold on, the problem is with videos like this. Like, Globe is telling me, yeah, of course, we know we use it for the center of the earth, but that's the only way we could do it. And we just transfer these measurements to the surface. No. Your surface is curved. That will not work.
Right. The earth is not a spinning ball due to the reality of the horizontal constant, ladies and gentlemen.
I said to this guy there now who's on screen, if I just having a general chat and say, that point now, mate, where you're showing that would you agree that is just to forget the bottom protractor, but what on the horizontal circle and the dome above, that it would be exactly the same as describing a measurement from a flat plane, because that's what it is on the horizontal angle, which you've already explained, and the protractor over the top would just be a perspective view. Would you agree? No, you can't disagree with that. Nobody
How can he? That's how he described it. That's how he described he did it.
Yeah.
You couldn't turn around and say, well, no one deck. That's ridiculous. It's obviously being done from the centre of Earth. You couldn't reply with that.
Do you agree
No,
with
I was
something?
talking about
Agree or
it.
disagree?
Sorry, Liam, go ahead.
Was it you asking him, do you agree with something that isn't agree or disagree?
No, yeah, in a way, yeah. But in a way, we're trying to bring his attention to how would you even have this view of the sun if you were in the center of the earth? So therefore, it's the surface you're doing it on. You said it yourself.
Yeah, you should say to him, can you actually go to the center of the earth and do it again, please? Because you're on the surface at the moment. Get in there. Get in there now.
And no composites.
Bloody, you know what I mean? This is really good. I'm telling you, 2026, I feel sorry for the Glovers again. They're going to get hammered into the ground. Wow. Earth's measured flat, horizontal, constant, coming at you all the time. No let up from the flat earthers. No let
Jen,
up.
gravity's been proven. What are you talking about, Jen?
Yeah. Been proven to be a lie. Yeah, man, that's correct. True words. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Horizontal constant.
Tell me how seasons work, flat earther. All right, fine, but tell me how the seasons work, because they can only work on a globe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seasons are working as they've always worked on the horizontal flat earth. Look out for it coming to a computer, smartphone, tablet near you. Even TV as well. I should have mentioned that. Flat screen TV, because they can get their YouTubes on it. Just keep looking. It's coming towards you at the speed of light.
You guys just don't understand math. That's what it is.
We do. We understand the Earth calculator, mate.
Without that flat earth horizontal constant, you couldn't even have that calculator. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't even talk to me unless you're on a flat earth. Shut up.
Nathan, you there?
Yeah. Screw it. Roger that one, John. Roger, Rambo.
So it was good how this guy, how many times did he mention horizontal plane and showing you his hand on the horizontal and taking the angle?
I lost count after 5.
in such a short clip video. It's a horizontal constant, like I said. Well done, One Deck. You did a great job on this one again. Yet another one. Yet another one. Wow.
Yeah, because no matter where you go, they're going to be utilizing Earth flat. They have no choice.
This has been, Nathan and everyone's been showing this for years, and 10th, and it could, like Nathan says, that's what we're presenting on the screens, but we just cherry pick this stuff probably and making it all up. But no, this is like, well, this guy's using exactly the same principles.
Yeah.
We're pointing out where his cognitus is, and well, he's explaining exactly what's happening himself to the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate.
There's no celestial navigation flat Earth books.
He actually told himself to shut up as well in this video, so he could tell us about the link and the service, and he wants to do more courses. So, yeah, brilliant! What a madman!
Yeah, when 10th Man was going over it, they were crying up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, the flat Earthers. But the books we're taking it from are pro-globe. What are you talking about? They're your books. This is what you guys are saying. Not a flat Earth book.
I just want that guy to get into the center of the earth where he belongs. Get into the center of the core earth where you belong and do your measurements properly again. You're not meant to be doing it on the surface. That's flat earth. And get into that sphere. Get in there now.
That's a nice way of telling him to go to hell, Jim.
You just have the magazine. You just have the safety cats come off. Now get in there, yeah? Get into that center core now.
That's a nice way of telling him to go to hell.
Yeah. Brilliant. Boom, boom. That's it. Slam dunked it beautifully.
Somebody was coming in for a chat, wasn't there? Was somebody coming in to sort of go over that with us, just to point out where we may be wrong?
Yeah, that was Robert, wasn't it? Oh, he's not coming. He's a flat earther now. That makes sense. He's now converted. Yeah, he won't be coming in.
Interesting, though. It would be interesting because if everybody's heard what we're pointing out, we can't go to the centre of the globe and do this. So, I mean, what is there? You know, this guy's obviously just cognitus, but somebody fighting for that globe as the religious belief. Now, how are they going to explain this?
Yeah, what's going to be their comeback, their rebuttal of this?
Well, Jim was talking about them going to hell. So when they come with this, we can honestly say, go to hell.
Where you belong. Yeah.
Go to hell, because you're telling me it's from the center, so show me now. Go there and demonstrate it.
That's what they call a super deep borehole was for. They were trying to get to the center of Earth to take the measurements.
Yeah, they only got as far as 7.6 miles, and they got everything wrong during that whole drilling process.
Does anybody know the circumference of that hole?
20 inches, wasn't it?
I don't even think it was that much.
No, it was. It was about 20 inches in diameter.
So who are we going to stick in there? Ant-Man?
Yeah. .6 miles.
So we're in DD's server today. I didn't know that. I came in a bit late today. So, yeah, so we're in a different server, are we?
Yeah, we're on DD's server, and it's been a great job, running smoothly. Even when it didn't quite connect, because we're using the VC there for Nathan, still works effortlessly and smoothly. No hiccups. Pretty good. The oil in the machine. DD.
Now, Rob, just said it for business, right? Let's talk shop. Rob Noxious will behave in chat, but the minute he comes on, he'll start with his nonsense. Maybe not, but I mean, we've got to be really careful about letting him on. When Nathan says he could come on, then he can come on.
Yeah.
The last time he was on, he wasted 4 hours of my Friday night.
Yeah.
No, we don't want him on here. No, I wouldn't want him on here. It's just a nuisance.
Well, that's it. The thing is, you just need to explain what that video we just watched, how it's happening on the surface of a globe, and that's not being shown.
Yeah.
And we obviously can't go to the center of a globe if one existed.
And when he does come in, we want him to specifically come in,
Address.
whoever comes in, address the video and tell us how it's being done from the surface of their globe.
Yeah, because we've not claimed, this is somebody else's claim. This is somebody who's claiming how it's been done. Now, we're just pointing out that it can't be being done from the center of a globe. And we're pointing out that it's being done from a horizontal plane, and the protractor view over the top of him is a perspective view of the lights in the sky, where they appear to be on that protractor, the angle of the protractor of its position. That's what's happening there.
What do you think, one deck? What do you think, one deck? We get him a double human-sized spear and put him in there. Start doing it. Go ahead. Let's watch. Go on, mate.
This poor guy will think to himself, well, I'm sure I can get the answer to the question that the flat earthers are putting to me. I'll just sit through these hours and hours of anti-flat earth content. I'm sure they'll give me the answer.
Yeah.
3 years later.
Nathan, go.
Mayor, I'm just doing things.
I see some new people joined in his in
that's really good,
chat. Forthright. He's a guy that's just doesn't go either way. He's just looking into the topic. So
that's okay. Yeah.
Forthright.
Yeah, I know who Forthright is.
We're just looking. They're the people that you're pretty good with talking to like that. Do you know? They're looking into it.
I've spoken to Forthright, actually. I have.
Do you know everybody?
I know a lot of people.
Yeah, everybody knows
Rambo
shit.
gets around.
That's right. I'm a legend in my own right. And now they've coined the phrase Flat Earth Rambo, a.k.a. CBR1. You go ahead.
Hey, don't you, mate? You get about on that horizontal constant, don't you, mate?
Yeah, that horizontal constant. The reality of that is you're not on a ball.
Oh, wait a second, Jin. I don't think One Deck knows. One Deck came in late. He doesn't know that you've been nicknamed Rambo.
Yeah, Flat Earth Rambo. That's my nickname now.
Somebody in Nathan's comments, actually a couple of people commented that he's like a Flat Earth Rambo.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Really do.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I did. I didn't call him Rambo on Friday. I called him because when he came up with the horizontal constant, I said to Jin, I said, you're going to be like I think I called him a samurai warrior.
Yeah, and the Rambo as well. And then that was it. I said,
depends what mood you're in, doesn't it?
Sorry, go on.
I'm saying it depends what mood you're in. You could be Rambo. You could be a samurai warrior, samurai destroyer.
Yeah, slicing the silly little spear into thin slices.
I could call him a Jedi. Hold on, I could call him a Jedi Knight, and that'll go hand in hand because Jin is a Jedi, although some have turned to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your samurai, cut the globe in half to give them the horizontal constant that they need.
That's the one, man. The horizontal constant, ladies and gentlemen, coming to a device near you, 2026. Look out for it.
Coming to a device near you. Good one, Jin. Could be tablet, could be iPhone.
That's right.
It might even be television.
That's right. That's right. And your computer.
And everybody needs it, whether you like it or not.
You got it. You need it, and it's necessary.
It's unavoidable. Not that important.
Yeah, I don't even know how you got away with that.
But you still need it.
Not important. He's just spent 10 years hammering and tongs, and now it's like, that don't really matter now. Really?
No, that's what he said. He said, of course it's important. He's got a darn show on it, but he's making it casual, like it's not that important.
Yeah.
Like once you know, you know.
You know, yeah. Yeah.
Toilet roll isn't important until you need some.
Yeah. But for the kids just coming up. for the other guys and dolls out there, yeah, let's get them onto the same page. Because we don't want the education system doing this forever.
Well, I do agree that it'll come to a head like when it affects somebody's finances, let's say. Like say we're moving in a force. Flat Earth is moving, right? And all of a sudden, different programs cease to exist. You know? Then it's affecting their pocket.
It affects it now, doesn't it, with global warming and you know, and
exactly, climate change.
Take a big chunk out of that.
They're already being taxed on it. It's already financial implications of a non-existent globe.
Right. Yeah. So they're escalating it to global this, global that. You're behind. It's now global emergency. Right? So they're trying to escalate it to a higher and higher and higher degree of danger when we're coming along and saying, dude, what the hell are you talking about? It's measured flat. What's this global emergency you're talking about?
Yeah, this is going against the horizontal constant reality. What's going on here? Stop that immediately.
They just think this time next year, Jin, we might have like a Jin doll with a samurai, like a Rambo style.
On, you know?
Yeah.
And the B.A. Baracus haircut from the A-Team.
You remind me of the Japanese soldiers that were still in the trees fighting the war years after it was finished.
Yeah. Like what? 20 years later, I'm still at it. Still at it in 20 years.
You gotta say, Jin, the world turns flat. I don't care. Nobody's going to tell me I'm going to continue to tell the world that it ain't a globe. Yeah. Everybody said it's flat.
Yeah, it's flat now, Jim. It's all. Everybody knows it's flat. No,
but they might think they still might think out there. And I got to be here in this tree.
Yeah, you're never going to trick me with that one. Don't be silly now.
Gotta keep pushing that horizontal constant.
Yeah, no, it's the horizontal constant. Of course it is. Constantly horizontal, ladies and gentlemen. Extended horizontality. Unavoidable.
Think about what you just said, though. If everybody was to really think about that, it's catchy, yeah, but it's true.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, it's horizontal. Constant.
Yeah, constantly, yeah. And you know what? It also pokes fun at this stupid gravitational constant, that the way they delivered that to us at school and everywhere. And they really made a big deal of this thing. And it never, ever existed. Yeah, that's why the reality is kicking in now. The reality of the horizontal constant, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's at. Pay attention. It's coming to a device near you, 2026. The flat earthers are on their way. Stand by, buckle up. That's to the Globers. It's going to be a bumpy ride, Globers. It's been a fantastic 10-year, and now we're moving into 2026. It's going to be a fantastic 11th year. Wow.
Wow, this is interesting.
Who wants to be a Glober, honestly?
This is interesting. The gravitational constant. The gravitational constant is an empirical, physical constant that gives the strength of the gravitational field induced by a mass.
What a load of rubbish that is. You can't even see the thing, yet alone. How's it physical? Oh, honestly.
Hold on, let me get the rest
heard your appreciation or
for
enthusiasm for this horizontal constant yet. I think it's a fitting conclusion.
I agree.
Well,
that's what we're trying to get at. It's the conclusion of the matter. But let me finish off where it says gravitation is going to do by a mass. It is involved in the, here we go, get ready, guys, calculations of gravitational effects in Sir Isaac Newton's laws of universal gravitation and in Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
It is also known as the universal gravitational constant, the Newtonian constant of gravitation, or the Cavendish gravitational constant.
Absolute rubbish.
It's the big G, small g.
Yeah, big G, small g, M1, M2 over R2. Crap. Equals something 10 to the minus 11, blah, blah, blah. 6.7, I think it's 6.67 equaling 10 to the minus 11, kg something or other. Stupid formula.
Well, listen
Nonsense
to this.
it is.
In Newton's law, it is the proportionality constant connecting the gravitational force between two bodies with the product of their masses and the inverse square of their distance. In the Einstein field equations, it quantifies the relation between the geometry of space-time. What's that?
What
and
is
the
that?
stress energy tensor.
What the hell is that?
The measured value of the constant is known with some certainty to 4 significant digits. And that's all they're giving me right now.
They've given you nothing because
Yeah,
it is
basically.
Nothing. Yeah, because it is nothing. The gravitational constant.
Oh, hold on a second. The modern notation of Newton's law involving G was introduced in the 1890s by C.V. Boyce. The first implicit measurement with an accuracy within about 1% is attributed to the Henry Cavendish in 1798 experiment, which we know was not an experiment.
That's right.
Yeah, a whole lot of nonsense. You're right, Jin. That is something that's not provable. It's just a bunch of math. But the horizontal constant is provable. It's a reality.
Yeah, you can swim in it, drive on it, ski on it, right? Sunbathe on it, touch it, measure it. That's why it's real. There you are.
Yeah, and you don't need a bunch of mathematics for it. Just need to go outside and take a look.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, if you want to get some math on it, you can measure some elevation angles, right?
Yeah. If you're considering measuring any degree of elevation angle, you're going to need the horizontal constant. Without it, you're never going to get it.
How would you get it?
You couldn't.
You couldn't get it unless there was a horizontal constant.
Yeah.
Because you need a flat plane of reference to measure anything from. You need the horizontal constant, that constant flat plane where you could measure elevation changes.
Right. Without the horizontal constant, it would be like a man given an oar and go and sail to Hawaii. Away you go. No boat, just the oar. Go on.
Well, hold on, Jin. It all depends on how this passes the AI test. Is he gonna shit on it like it did pitch data?
Well, I let it off in the server the other day, today and yesterday, right? And I asked one of the mods, says who I think his name is. At first, he said he didn't like it at first, but I drove it home still, and then in the end, he was saying he started to articulate it and thought, yeah, he gets the sentiment. Yeah.
Well, that's a little strange to me. How is a flat earther say, I don't like the horizontal constant? See, that's a warning flag to me. That's a little red flag that goes up, boop, and mark that.
Yeah.
How could you be, as a flat earther, decide that something constantly horizontal, I don't like that.
Yeah, everywhere else liked it. Everywhere else liked it. But then it kind of like grew on them because I didn't stop saying it. Saying, yeah, look out for it, ladies and gentlemen, coming to a device near you. 2026 is the year that we, the flat earthers, bring to you the reality of the horizontal constant.
Well, it's just a natural course we're taking, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about measurements. It's going to go, what's the next step? Constantly horizontal.
Yeah.
Boom. Horizontal constant. I like it.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's it. What's not to like? That's the thing, isn't it? What's not to like about it?
No, it ends the argument too quick, Jim. It's sort of like saying Earth is measured flat. What's not to like? Well, it stops people from being gurus. and intellectuals where they don't need to be. You know, intellect is nice, but when you could just demonstrate measurements, who cares about everything else?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
think I
don't-
give a crap about pendulous veins or freaking gyroscopes?
Oops. Right. I like the way you said that. Pendulous veins on aeroplanes. Yeah, very nice.
Well, if you mention the horizontal constant and then describe how Earth is measured flat, how are we supposed to argue about Buzz Aldrin's glove colors changing?
Exactly. That's a good one. Mr. Vaxxed, Tommy, yeah.
Well, if you say Earth is measured flat, then I mean, then what's causing the shadows during eclipses? That's the more important thing to talk about as a flat earther.
Well, I say you're looking to the wrong direction there, lad. Keep your eye on the ground, lad, on the ground.
Pay attention to what we just said. Earth is measured flat. Did you hear us say anything about eclipses?
Yeah, eclipses don't prove shape, laddie. You're looking the wrong way, laddie.
Always go to the unknown, right? When they're trying to fight for a globe, they'll go to an unknown.
Yeah, look the other way. No, keep your eyes on the ground, laddie. Look down, laddie, as the drill sergeant says. All right, use your initiative. Where have you left your initiative, laddie? Go pick it up. Put it on.
Yeah, but measuring the Earth flat works on the globe.
How so? Explain.
Got to laugh at that statement, you know. And that's how they deliver it.
Yeah,
Like
well,
the
they
guy-
got it. Okay, if you could do it on a globe, then show me.
Yeah, well, that's what this guy just did, didn't he? on One Deck's video.
No. He showed me from a flat plane. He didn't show me from a globe.
Yeah, he
That guy that
pretended-
we just reviewed did it from a flat plane of reference.
Yeah.
And I seem to be reminded that if we're on a globe, then the surface is not flat. So he was doing it from a flat plane.
He was, wasn't he? He was nowhere inside into the core center. He was not there. That's where he should have been. Now get him there now.
But even if he was, he's not doing it from the freaking surface of a globe.
That's what I'm saying. He's never going to be able to do it, is he?
No, because you can't get angle measurements off.
That's what I want to ask him. That would have been my next question. Now that you're in position, start doing your magic. Yeah, go ahead. Can you measure it now? Can you? Oh, you can't see anything, can you? How stupid are you? You have to actually get to this level to understand that you can't do it and you're not on a go. What a retard. Get out of there, you fool. Hurry up. You know what I mean? Honestly, you've got to put him into that position, literally. Get into that sphere now. And now make your measurements. Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. This is a fantastic end to a fantastic 2025 regarding the flat Earth, right? And it's just going to go straight into horizontal constant into the 2026. Wow.
Wraps it up in a nice bow, right?
I'm just
Ties it up.
glad I'm not a glober. So you watch the new year. Happy horizontal constant. Yay.
10, 9, 8, 7. Everybody ready? Sick. Got the champagne. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy horizontal constant.
Pop, 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 pop. Fizz, 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 fizz. Pop, 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 pop. Fizz, fizz. Clink. Let 2026 be a new year, the year of the horizontal constant. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, 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 hurrah! Yeah.
People will be like, what happened to Jin?
Yeah. And I said, well, we're living on a flat earth, people. Didn't you know that? Look at the T-shirt. Are you blind? Okay, let's go check it out now. Come on. Come with me. This is the year you learn how constant horizontality
weird? Since you brought that up, right? Like this show I watched, this sporting show, like
Yeah,
talk show, but like they zoom in on like when they're coming back into the show, they'll show a long shot of like New York or the Hudson River.
yeah.
Oh, it is such a horizontal constant that you
Right.
cannot take your eyes off it. It's
Yeah.
like the way they show it to you. It's like, wow.
What about Manhattan Island? The whole length of it. That's horizontal.
Constant.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Amazing. I used
Don't
to
worry,
see. I
flat
used to drive from New Jersey, from upstate to work in the city, but I used to cut through New Jersey, and where I cut through New Jersey, you come to a certain point where you see the whole like New York like skyline at a great distance, but I mean you see it, it's there, way over 30 miles, you know.
Yeah.
And there it is, right there. I see it because I could see it. I see it because I have eyeballs. I see it because it's built on a horizontal constant.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. I went into Gem Pandas yesterday. It was dead in there. They were sleeping. And then I woke them up with the horizontal constant. Totally shook the place. You know, it vibrated.
What was he saying? Give us an example.
What, me? Oh, I went in and said, yeah. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are on this beautiful flat earth. I'm bringing you the latest news. I coined this new phrase to dismantle that stupid thing called the gravitational constant, because it never existed, and a stupid mathematical formula from the pseudoscientists. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the horizontal constant, the year 2026. Look out for it. Buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride, as you well know. With the flat earthers have destroyed the globus for 10 years straight, and the 11th year is going to be continuing as the same. So here we go, the horizontal constant. Look out for it. It's coming to a device near you, ladies and gentlemen. And you heard it here for the first time from Jin CBR1. You know, the man you always rely on to bring you the truth. There you go.
Jin, I think you need to formulate it some way.
Oh, right.
And then copyright it.
Yeah, formulate it.
Okay.
Into something. Horizontal constant.
Yeah.
Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah, Rondex, the Wordsworth, he's in the house. Where is he? Yeah, Wordsworth. Let's get something down on paper. And
Well, I did have a look at it, but I've not done anything with it. I did sort of just read, what does it come up with? If you search it, it does come up with some explanation of what it is. There is a term, the horizontal constant. I think it was to do with mapping and stuff like that. But it's like I'm waiting for something to come after it, because I keep saying horizontal constant. There's something that can just flow off your tongue after that. And
that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I just said. Yeah. That's what mine is. Yeah, but my mind is going. Something needs to follow that, Jim.
Yeah.
Horizontal constant. I'm saying the Earth cannot be a globe due to the reality of the horizontal constant. And then from there, people are going to be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You know what I mean? And then you start to hit them with the facts of how Earth is measured flat and utilized flat. Yeah.
I like Earth is flat because the horizontal constant declares it, shows it, and demonstrates it.
Oh, yeah. That's brilliant in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, saying Earth is flat because of the horizontal constant, I think that's better than saying Earth's not a globe because.
Well, yeah, I get what you mean, but that's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop me from saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Remember, I'm in a fucking Globus server, so I'm definitely going to be saying it. Right. The point.
You're talking to Rambo here. He's in enemy territory.
Yeah.
He's got to tell him, listen, you're fighting for something that don't exist. So he's going to say it his way.
Yeah, you're going to like this one. You're going to horizontally flat smack them. Level.
They want a war, Jin. You'll give them a war.
I'll give them a war. They won't believe. I won't believe. I never forget.
I watched that the other day.
Oh, did I?
At the end, that scene at the end of Rambo. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
wasn't my war. You asked me, I didn't ask you. And I did what I had to do to win, but somebody wouldn't let us win. And then I come back to the world, find these maggots at the airport protesting, spitting, call me a baby killer up the ball crap. Who are they to protest me, huh? Who are they? Unless they've been me and been there and know what the hell they're yelling about.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You got that word for word. Brilliant. That's a good film. I saw that when I was like, I think 18 when I saw that. Great movie.
But I like that because it's all sly right there. But then he takes you to the GI when he breaks down and just cries.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, yeah. But he grabs Troutman's arm and he just pulls him in because he lost everything. He was real important. Hey, we can fit that into this genre right here.
Yeah.
He was real important at one time. He was in charge of $1 million equipment. Back
That's
here,
right.
I can't even get a job fucking cars.
Yeah, I can't get a job washing toilets.
You know, that movie was originally supposed to be like 4.5 hours long and they had to cut it.
Wow, really?
I was there for 4.5 hours.
My
Yeah,
God.
like there was like you know the scene where he like jumps and like kills that hog with the spear and then he puts that knapsack thing on. In the original movie, he's doing self dialogue throughout the whole thing, and Sylvester Stallone couldn't stand it. He goes, "No, my guy's talking way too much." So they cut out all his vocal lines, and that's why he doesn't really talk that much in the movie, which I think is definitely for the better.
Smart as can be.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the other cool thing about that movie is he never actually kills anybody. I mean, the one guy that falls out of the helicopter, but that was an accident. But everyone else who comes in contact with him, he doesn't purposely kill a single person.
Right. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't kill anybody.
And he could have at any time killed them all.
Yeah. He shot the police officer in the legs through the roof. He got it in the nuts. You know.
Well, that narrative quickly turned around when he went back to Vietnam in part 2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, giving you any measurements of the globe in Gem Panda's server, Chin? Have they offered to give you any
They don't even know what measurements is over there.
Right.
They don't even know what measurements is, you know. You know, they're battered. Let me tell you something. They're battered. I went in there yesterday, and I just continued from when I left off a few days ago before that. They're finished, man. Look, one time I was in there for 3 hours, right? Non-stop Gin CBL1 flat earth barrage. That's what I called it, yeah? A barrage of flat earth. I had them saying, Gin, what are you doing in here? Why'd you come here? That's what they were asking me. Why do you come here? I said, well, I've come here to chew bubblegum and destroy you Globers, and I'm out of bubblegum.
Yeah. That server is literally shooting fish in a barrel. It's it's easy pickings over there for sure. It's fun.
Yeah, they're finished now. They're tattered, you know? You know, when you see the flagpole broken and the flag's been shot to smithereens, shot pinned to pieces, that's what it's like, okay? Shredded. That globe and its flag and everything, it's done, man. Done. All the fight has been...
Well, while we are at it, I have another example along with some general knowledge which might serve you guys. Do you know about the Ganga River in India?
I've heard of it, yeah.
The British call it the Ganges.
The Ganges, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
My brother says he will never swim in that river. It's so filthy, he says. But that's
yeah.
It's not all of
It
it's
has
filthy.
become very filthy, but it has always been the holy river, and it still is. The pollution part notwithstanding. Still, we have been reading about it that it flows through the Gangetic Plains of India, which is a vast stretch of plain land. And that's why the river flows very slowly. That means the stream is not very steep. And it flows for literally more than 1,000 kilometers.
600 miles.
With a gradient of about a few hundred feet. And during the middle part of it, I just made a quick search with AI and just listen to the kind of language that Google AI tells me it in. So it talks about the lower Ganga plain and delta region, which is the West Bengal and Bangladesh region. West Bengal is in India and Bangladesh is another country, but both these regions speak the same language, and that is my mother tongue also, Bengali or Bangla. So anyways, it says the slope of the land is a mere 2 centimeter per kilometer, about 0.1 feet per mile, becoming nearly horizontal as it approaches the sea.
Look at that!
The sea level.
Yeah, that's why they get a lot of flooding. That's why it floods there. It's good for growing tea in Bangladesh. It's a tea growing region, Bangladesh. Yeah.
Have you seen the latest Indian racist meme that we get, Arthur, about specifically Indian singing? I'll just tell you what it is, because obviously you're not going to guess. There's a current meme as you scroll through the shorts where it'll say, if you're having a bad day, and then the camera will show a horrendous car accident. It says, to cheer yourself up, just listen to some Indian Christmas music. And then it has the introduction being played on instruments, but you'll have an Indian voiceover doing the music, the words. For example, just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding. And it'll be in a very pronounced Indian accent. Anyway, just thought you'd like to hear that.
It's my life, it's now or never.
That's not a Christmas song.
Brilliant. Don't you think your kids went to see Santa rather early? 1st of December. Is that the norm?
Yeah, it's cheaper. We're poor.
Right. Wow. That's early, man. But well, you're into it.
Dude, in the United States, you can see Santa Claus in the mall on like the second or third day of November.
He's got a lot to do, Jin, you know what I mean? He's got to get all the lists together. He's got to make the toys in wherever he is and get them all bagged up and distributed. You know, you can't leave it to the last minute, mate.
Yeah, and he's got to decide who's been good and who hasn't been good. Right. Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on.
You know, I'm sure Santa Claus had to take a course in celestial navigation just in case.
Yeah, he knows it's a horizontal constant. He knows.
Bought myself another boom.
You couldn't run a sleigh on a globe.
Bought myself another boom arm. It's my 5th one. I've got one for my camera, one for the mic you're hearing me on now, which is a KMR 81i. Got one for my Electro Voice RE20. Got one behind me for my SM57. And this will be the 5th. 5th boom arm.
I thought they would have been like rare now, but you got 5. What's going on?
I've got a lot of stuff to put on boom arms.
So have the kids told you what they want for their Christmas and that? Have they put in their orders to Santa?
Yes and no. I mean, one wants some rainbow Among Us. And to be honest, they're not particularly demanding kids in that regard. So when Santa asked them yesterday, what do you want? She was going, the eldest one was like, nothing really. And the youngest went, maybe some Bluey toys. That was their answers to Santa. He's like, what do you want? So they're not very mercenary kids, which I don't know if that's our influence or we're not stingy. We tend to spoil them, in fact. So maybe it's just they don't want for anything, really.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got it all.
They've already got it, yeah.
Yeah, that's how mine are too. My 9-year-old, she like literally won't give you any clues or hints because she doesn't know because she doesn't really want much.
Yeah, exactly. They've got a room that's overrun with teddy bears and toys and board games, and it's like we spoil them so they don't want for anything.
Yeah, what was it? Black Friday of 2012. I was in Hawaii with the kids and that, and the youngest one, he wanted the Spider-Man rucksack and Batman's prison, where you've got Bane, Riddler, Penguin, the Joker, all in the prison, and Batman there, yeah, locking them all up. He wanted all that, right? And he saw it like a day before Black Friday, yeah. So it's on Thanksgiving Day. And I said to him, no, we can't. We're in Walmart. I said, no, we have to get it tomorrow. We can't get it now. If I buy it now, it's going to cost me more money. We go tomorrow, it's going to be cheaper, yeah? Can you not save Daddy money? What's going on here? And he started screaming and rolling around on the floor, banging and that. You know, I said, when you finish with all that, I'll be waiting outside in the car. You know where the car is, don't you? Okay, come on, boys. Let's leave your brother there. Let him finish. Let him get it out of the system. We just walked off. And then shortly afterwards, he came out. I said, yeah, tomorrow, yeah? You're going to get it tomorrow. Yeah, and then tomorrow came and he was so happy. That was a Black Friday thing.
What's that, Len? Len, are you sharing what you're working on? Did I miss that?
Are you talking to me?
He's not listening at the minute. Len's on server mute and server deafen, so he's obviously doing other things.
Oh, he's got his thing, the screen on there. I'm wondering if that's what he was working on about the new vision with the guys checking the measurements. Or is that just a screenshot he's got on? We may never know.
Yeah, my wife had 4 boys, yeah. 4 boys we had, and they all knew that Daddy wasn't that Daddy would never roll over to any of that nonsense. All right? They just knew. I said to them, when we go out shopping, when I'm parking the car and then we're walking through, if I don't see you, it means you're going to get a conk on your head, yeah? All right. So if I look round and I don't see you because you've decided to run around and do something, you're in trouble, okay? Because when I look, I must see you. Okay, let's go. There.
You know something? My son was almost kidnapped because there's in Queens, New York, right? There's a very heavy gypsy area, right? Down by the malls. And at this time, I was smoking cigarettes. And my wife was walking ahead with my oldest son, and the other guy was running around like, just like he always ran ahead of everybody. And I had a newborn too. My son Jedediah, he was in a stroller. It was summertime. So I see this, and now I'm watching this all from the newsstand where I was trying to buy a pack of smokes. And I see this lady come over. She was the distraction to distract my wife, right? And I see my wife getting all flustered. I can't hear what they're saying, but I'm catching something going in my peripheral. 2 guys coming towards my son, right? That the one that was running on the side, jumping on the ledges and stuff. And I just yelled his name, and he stopped dead in his tracks. And those 2 freaking other guys ran. I grabbed my wife after I grabbed my son. I said, what was she saying to you? She said, how dare she insult me, tell me that I should have something blocking my son because it's too hot. These people, I said, do you know what she was trying to do? She's like, no, what? I said, she was distracting you. Where was Josiah? And she turned to her left and she didn't. I said, yeah, well, I think that we just saved our son from getting kidnapped because they were trying to distract you. They didn't know I was around, but I caught them out of the corner of my eye. Imagine that crap, right? He heard his father's voice and he stopped dead in his tracks. But yep, seen two freaking dudes looking to move in, and that's exactly how they robbed my brother-in-law, who worked in like the 5 and dime store, like they call it ABCs, right? They sold everything: socks, T-shirts, Tupperware. He was the manager of the place, so he takes the money and he goes into the back to put it in the safe, and he hears a distraction, right? A commotion going on. So he goes out to see what it is. He did not put the money in the safe and lock it because he heard something going on. So he just put it in there, left it open, and went out. And they created a distraction. And then all of a sudden, they just started to dissipate, like when he walked over. And in his mind, he realized what was going on, and he starts walking to the back into the office, and he sees this lady walking out. He's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm looking for the bathroom." And he didn't even think of it. He just said, "No, the bathroom, we don't have a bathroom here." But he was trying to get back to the office, and when he got back there, the safe was empty. 10 grand. You gotta watch.
Hi, Neil. Yeah, I couldn't find the Google Meet window. I didn't realize it was web-based, so it was on a tab, and I was looking all over the place, so I couldn't respond. Yeah, just trying to have a bit fluff around with some of these scenes.
Yeah, but that's it, right? This is something you're working on? That's the vision?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I need some input from Nathan. I've got loads of random renders, but yeah. Oh, hello, that's just moved.
Yeah, Neil, how did they open the safe? How?
He didn't lock it. That's what I'm saying. They work on chance. Like, they seen him emptying the registers. And they seen him walking to the back. So by causing a commotion, they're working on chance that he's going to run out of there and leave the money where it is. And he didn't. He put it in the safe. He just didn't push the door closed because he heard the commotion. So they try these schemes on chance. And
yeah, they call it opportunists. That's what they are.
That's what they did.
Freaking awesome, Len. I'm just watching what Len's been doing. He's got like these surveyors on this road. It's absolutely epic. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, I seen him.
No, ace. Like this.
It kind of naffs up this one, but I kind of like how the camera zooms into the theodolite, and it could go to a different scene from that point. But that is how random some AI can be, because it's the same prompt as everything else, where it's meant to be a guy walking down with a bloody trundle wheel, but it's decided to do this in this version.
This is scene one, right? What you've got here, perfect, because it leaves you with enough of a frame of the globe for me to start with that for the scene 2 to begin as the map, because I can then take what you've created, just this is scene 1, let's call it, and then the sphericity of the globe is negated by a simple zoom that I can do in editing software myself, right? Then from there, it is automatically flat. So then you just start scene 2, which is starting with a flat map, and then with a simple fade between the two, you into scene 2. I can't remember what I suggested that be. Something like a guy up a mountain or something. I can't remember. Or compass. Yeah. I can't remember. But whatever. This is perfect. This is so awesome.
Well, I've got so many different versions. There is one where there's a guy walking down, and I split it into loads of different. I'll try and dig that up so you can have a look.
Has everyone else all seen this while I was walking to get my PSA 1?
I seen them all yesterday.
Are you having fun doing this, by the way? Because if this is like hard work for you, obviously I don't want to stress you out.
I do enjoy it. I've always been creative on computers, but this is just not very logical. Like, for example, this is the first scene that I rendered. Just these guys, and it pans. Then the second one with exactly the same prompt on the side here. And I don't know if you can see what's going on. Because in the original prompt, it says theodolite lanterns, which I just copied from what you give me. But it's like there's light bulbs in these theodolites. And the guy's just carrying some wheel.
Oh, this is great too.
It's
yeah,
weird.
but it's so bizarre. I mean, he should be walking along the road with the trundle wheel, right? He should be measuring, but he's sort of carrying it, and it's spinning in the frame of the wheel. It's just bizarre. It's so weird. I mean, this is kind of.
There's a guy walking on one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's ace, isn't it?
Closer attention.
Nice.
That's
Pay
ace.
closer attention to the lamps.
I mean, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's
Yeah, man, that's good.
nice.
But it starts to do all kinds of random things, like what the hell is that?
Yeah, that's not so good. Why does it have two guys that are like facing this with them like mirroring each other? It's like what is he measuring that guy's head? What's he measuring? The guy opposite is measuring the guy in front of him.
To me, it looks like they're all measuring a globe, so we got to fix that.
From the change point.
Oh, this one put audio in for some reason.
Rolling.
Yeah, it's not kind of. It's good, but it kind of. It's a bit wonk, isn't it?
Yeah, like when he's walking towards the camera, he kind of like twists the trundle wheel in an unnatural way as well. But,
yeah, I see that.
But there's loads of weird little things, so it's quite hard to get something perfect. I actually quite like this one. It's quite vintage. It gives a little bit of a narration as well. I don't know if you can hear that. That's weird, but...
Morning haze, sun, and the ridge. No better way to start a day's work. Every step, every measure. It's like drawing lines across a painting. Careful not to spoil the beauty.
Yeah, we kind of heard it a little bit. AI's weird.
He's measuring it with a wheel. That must be round.
That's cool. Whatever is going on here, that's pretty cool.
Why does the globe keep popping up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's going to think we're measuring a globe.
Yeah, because we're measuring. Well, that was kind of how I was describing it. Like the measurements of the flatness turn into the globe was kind of how I was describing it. It's just interpreted that in a very literal way, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What the
That's a big one.
Globe
there.
Barrow.
He's only got one ball.
As long as the video continues and we demonstrate it flat, it's no problem.
This is meant to be a man with a trundle wheel. I don't know what that is.
It's more like a hovercraft.
That's a hoverboard. What do you mean? Earth is hovered flat. It's funny. Nathan's got to be careful and make sure it's not hard work.
Shut up, Neil.
But yeah, I like this one. This could be used and modified.
Yeah, this is easily the best.
The guy does a little bit of a weird thing spinning the theodolite's head. I don't know if you can catch that.
I don't mind that. As he comes into frame, he's turning it into view. I saw that. Doesn't matter. Because this is a great opener.
Agreed. Hey, Jim, look at that horizontal constant.
Yeah. Really.
Look at it. So it's literally taking what Nathan's saying and then the ball just pops up. Look at it.
In its own weird, eccentric ways many times.
Yeah. How long did you spend doing this, by the way? A couple of hours?
Yeah, a good few hours. It's for the quality that I'm rendering them in, it's taken about 45 seconds to render each frame. But I've been tweaking and trying it with different AI models, and it gives slightly different
This is pretty
results.
cool, isn't it? This is pretty cool. I actually like this one slightly more. So he's look at that. He's walking along with a level.
Yeah.
And then inside the trundle wheel appears the globe. That's cool.
Oh, I didn't notice the level.
Yeah.
The handles aren't quite attached to the level, though. It's weird. It's meant to be a trundle wheel.
It almost doesn't matter. It's just him walking along with a level that's walking along that's a trundle wheel. And it's got a globe that you can see through the hole in the wheel. That last one was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was getting, when I read your thing, Nathan, that was what I was understanding, that you're trying to measure, well, people are trying to measure a globe and they're using, they're finding out they're having to use flat earth leveling tools. That was a good example, yeah.
This is cool too.
I don't know.
Look, this is like a guy being walked by his dog that turns into a globe. This is metaphorically very cool too.
There's another one coming up where there's a ginger guy that's just taking a globe for a walk past some guy surveying. There's loads of weird stuff like, what the hell is this?
Does it also, like with the words and description you put in, would it give you different examples? Like,
Yes, but you can use exactly the same prompt and it'll give you all kinds of randomness. It won't, like, then just tweak in one word or something. It won't just slightly modify the video that you've gotten. It just gives you something completely different. But if there's an instance within a video, you can take a frame grab of that and then use that as a basis to create something else. So for all there's a lot of stuff, you can like make something out of the decent bones.
but we could try and get the curval in there and the tool blocks and the extendable tangent line. I don't know.
One day, can you do me a favour? Can you post or tell me where it is in what's it called? Master B, where Earth is a big roast chicken. Because what I want to do is I want to find the rap in the middle of that and just play it while we're having a look at this stuff. You know what I mean? Because, like, to be honest, you've got enough. I think there's at least 2 or 3 probably of these clips that are already there, like they're perfect as is. And if they're long enough to fit the end 3 or 4 phrases of the rap from If Earth Was a Big Roast Chicken, job's a good one.
Oh, this one's fantastic. No, it would be fantastic if it was a man with a trundle wheel rather than a guy pushing a ball.
That's no bad thing, because if you look, he's got these guys measuring in the background. They walk out the way, and the globe comes into frame. This is good. I've seen at least 4 clips that I could, if you sent me them in high resolution, I could take what you've got and edit it together and slap If Earth Was a Big Roast Chicken's rap over the top of it, and it would be a good intro. You've done
that one's good there because they've got a total station and then obviously measuring level and horizontal and elevation angles, and then the globe has to get involved. I'll find that. I've just pulled up now, but I'll find that video and post.
I'm scrolling it through. If I find it before you need to, I'll tell you. I'm just scrolling it through Master B to see if I can find it. I'm sure you posted it on Friday. We listened to it.
What exactly are these videos going to be showing?
Well, I gave Len a few words that I described what I would like the intro to be. If you like, I'll actually read out. I'll have to bring up a separate version of Teams on my iPad. But I'll tell you precisely what I told Len, which was like a... Video starts with a whole bunch of men standing on a road with a theodolite and a meter wheel stick for measuring. and looking around the road like they're surveying the road. A man walks from the foreground to the background with a meter wheel measuring the road. As the camera zooms in on the wheel turns into a globe. The camera backs away from the globe, with the globe unfolding into a flat map. A compass gets thrown on the flat map, and the camera zooms in on the compass, which has a picture of a mountain on it. And at the tippy top of the mountain, there's a man with an astrolabe. From the astrolabe, 2 lines forming an angle come out, which we zoom up to see the Flat Earth Debate logo.
Well, we got part 1, that's for sure.
Yeah, we certainly got
put it in there again.
The trundle wheel bit. I think we've got pegged. Thanks, One Deck.
You mean Len?
No, Len's the one doing the animation. One Deck sent me the If Earth Was a Roast Chicken, so I can play it over the top.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I stepped away.
I'm spitting facts that Earth's measured flat. You might not like that when you measure it flat. It contradicts that. I'm spitting flat facts and that. Finger licking chicken. We just a ring doing my own thing. That Google Maps is flat. It presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat Earth king. Sentence has a ring doing my own thing. If Earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken. We just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat Earth king of rhyme. If the Earth was flat, we would measure it flat. We measure it flat, so Earth is flat. Google Maps is flat, it presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat Earth king. Sentence has a ring, doing my own thing. If Earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken. We just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat Earth king of rhyme. If the Earth was flat, we would measure it flat. We measure it flat, so Earth is flat. Oh, you don't like that. Google Maps is flat, it presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat Earth king. Sentence has a ring, doing my own thing. If Earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken. We just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat Earth king of rhyme. If the Earth was flat, we would measure it flat.
This is that last one was good. Just that transition. This is ace. This is another one. I don't know if you're making notes, the ones that I'm making comment on, but this is perfect. This transition is just what I was looking for. So it goes from the guy with the trundle wheel to the next one. This is where I think no. It goes this, and then it turns into a flat map. Perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
That's very cool. Just that bit. Yeah, this bit. From so the very first one you showed, if that transitioned to this, as in just the bit with the globe, so do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
are you on about the one where it zoomed into the theodolite?
So the very first one you showed us would be frame 1, or scene 1. But then this bit, just the bit where the globe turns into the flat map, I can fade from what the vision from inside the trundle wheel showed on that very first video to the globe in this video, which fades into the flat map. And then that can fade into a new second scene that is starting with a map. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I've only done that from this one scene. I could have done that from some of the other potentials, but I didn't know like the look or feel. Yeah. So I was waiting for some input, but this is the only one that I really went forward on. But there's loads of little bits and pieces. Like your current intro is, it's about a minute long at least. This is going to be very short as it is, but for it to marry up with the length of the song, we need a bit more filler. So we could have like loads of different bits of these different groups measuring all over. I did have a bit of an idea of basically your vision of the people beside the road, the guy walking down the road with the trundle wheel, but it like merging from like the English countryside to a scene in Russia where it's exactly laid out the same, but they're wearing like Russian outfits, blah, blah, blah. Then one to like somewhere in China or something, just merging into different ways of them all doing the same kind of thing, then progressing from there.
Cool. Very cool.
But yeah, to try and get AI to do what you want it to do is a totally different thing.
But to be perfectly honest, with what you've produced already, I reckon there's now, I think, 5 videos that you've shown me that I could literally hack together into 15 seconds of footage that I can put one section of that rap over the top of. I mean, literally, the work you've done so far, I can, with simple fades and screen slicing, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and hack out any bits that aren't relevant and have 15 seconds worth, which is all I need. I mean, I know the current intros, I think it's 40 seconds long. I don't need it to be that long. I need it to be, I think to get YouTube going live takes 15 to 20 seconds. Now, back in the day, I didn't know how it used to be longer, but the only purpose the intro serves is for me to transition from recording only to recording and live streaming. Well, when I pause the recording, it's press go on the live stream, and the moment the live dashboard says you are live, I press go on that video. Now, there's normally a delay of about 10 to 15 seconds, and what the intro does is mean that I don't get cut off on my first word. That's its only job. In other words, if the video itself, the intro video itself, gets cut in half, it doesn't matter. But I'm now so good with it that I can literally, if you watch one of my live streams, the moment you press play on the live stream, the intro plays immediately. That's how good I've got the timing, because I've been doing it for so many years. So I don't need the 40-second leeway. I could probably do it with 3 seconds, but that would be suddenly there is a little bit of pressure. But somewhere in between, like 10, 15 seconds, I reckon I can easily squeeze that out of what you've already done if you're sick of doing it. I mean, if you want to continue and make more, then I'm obviously not going to stop you. But by the same token, if we went through what we've just gone through again, and I got a pen and paper and went, call this one number 5, and you were to publish it on YouTube at a high enough resolution, I can then screen record that, which is how I do it. I just record YouTube as it's playing with a screen recorder, and then I take that into an editing software, and then I can do fades and go between each of the scenes that you've already produced. And with what you've already done, I could easily turn it into a really, a glorious intro, easily.
Well, I like to take pride in my work no matter what it is, and I think I can get more and better.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that. But what I'm saying is, if you're like, I'm bloody sick of it, doing it for hours, I'm like, well, before you're completely sick of it, can you upload number 1, number 17, number 23, number 49?
Yeah.
And
the thing with that, Nathan, you'll have to give me a note of the scenes, and I'll have to re-render them upscaled, because they're just doing it at like 720 or something at the moment.
That's fine. 720 is perfect.
Have we discussed credits?
Hold on, I got QE's wife on the phone. What's that? You should get 15%.
I was just going to say, that one there, that video there is good because it's how we point it out. But Earth was measured flat to create the globe, because the globe comes into it, and then it's transposed onto a map. That's how it did it. That's how it.
But like the video where the ball morphs into the map.
Yeah.
I can rework on that to get it to unfold, and because it just pops into a ball.
No, that's fine. The way it fades is glorious. In this, it's at the end of this one, I think. This one. That's perfect. It's just a fade from what is obviously a globe to what is obviously a flat map. But it's just the way that CGI or AI render fades it. is just miles better than an actual editing software's fade. That last one, that's just glorious.
The world map.
The one where it morphs into the world map. That is just such a beautiful fade. Isn't that wicked?
Then we can is there a specific geographical area you'd like it to zoom into to show the guy on a mountain with his astrolabe?
Any. But can you see where I'm going with it from that? Just this one fade. If this then zoomed back into a guy, I mean, my vision was that a compass gets thrown on the map, and then the compass has got the mountain on it, and you zoom in on that because I'm just trying to be more clever than I'm worth, right? But if this then zoomed into the flat map and it was a guy on a mountain, it doesn't matter which mountain. It's just any mountain. Isn't this ace? I don't know, I'm a bit blown away. For all its limitations, you can't deny that, if you do enough rendering, eventually you do come across... It is like what's the analogy with monkeys? If you put enough monkeys in a room, they'll eventually type Shakespeare. Well, this is kind of similar. It's like if you keep rendering and getting it to use the same prompt over and over again, eventually one of them will make some semblance of sense and look good.
You'd think so, but I don't know if you remember me trying to do the silly little book promo before where you were doing a front flip off your chair and whatnot. I'd done about 40 different ones to try and get something usable. I didn't know what was going on in the background at the time, so I felt shit when I heard about that after I'd been pissing around with all that. But for example, this little scene here, I quite liked it and how it started panning around. But I've tried a bunch of other times to get it to do like a full 360 orbit around the guys, but it doesn't quite want to.
I see what you mean, though. I mean, just having all of this stuff. I mean, are you happy to go? Do you want to do that now? Do you want to go through them and just start naming off ones that are good enough to render and pop on YouTube?
Give me 2 seconds. I'll grab something to make notes on.
You're going to have to go through them all again, obviously, now. I should have said the first time. But I didn't know what was going to happen, so... I cannot see the future. But yeah, this is wicked. I'm glad I carried on recording this is part of the after show, so people get to enjoy us doing this.
Pardon me, Nathan and gentlemen. I'd like to let you know, Nathan, I have made you a Nathan Oakley Flat Earth debate area in case you would like to use it if you visit in the future. You will see it right below this VC check-in area.
Cool. FED voice. Everybody, right, if you're in the VC check-in, it's not a number 1, is it an ear or something? I think it is. It's a picture of an ear. I kept on calling it VC check-in 1, and it's not. It's VC check-in, and then there's a little picture of an ear afterwards. Right, I'm going to move to FED voice, everyone in Discord. So if you want to follow me, what you need to do is click on voice for FED and then click confirm. Hopefully they all follow me in and it all works. We'll see in a minute that half of them are asleep. Nobody moves.
What are we doing, Nate? What are we doing?
I can actually move people by the looks of things. He's given me the ability to move people manually. Oh, cool. I'll just do that.
You're doing this in Discord, or you're doing this to the Google Plus? What's going on?
To the Discord server.
Okay, gotcha.
You don't have to worry about such peasantry. You're not in the peanut gallery.
Right, Nathan, I'm at the start of them. Is this... actually, I can just star the ones that we want to keep. Okay. Do you like this scene? Yes. I've got a few different versions of this one scene where it pans slightly different.
Fine. So, well, star this one, and then as we go through, if there's like a substitution needing to be made, we'll just go like that instead.
This one is just silly.
Oh.
That's not a real theodolite. Trundle whale, sorry. Either is that.
I mean, that did look like the globe inside the celestial sphere, like.
Oh.
Starting from the change point. Ready? Rolling.
No.
But if there was like just snippets of things before AI done something stupid, we could snip them out, obviously.
I was going to say this, but this with just him walking down with the trundle wheel is probably quite useful, isn't it? Like the first 4 or 5 seconds as filler, because he's got his back to everyone else. So this is definitely usable as a scene. Yes, keep this.
This is just weird. I don't know what it's.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was quite good. Or there was one similar to it that I thought was quite good. No, I think moving on. No, not this one. No. No. No.
He's walking on whatever that thing is he's on there. That's weird. This one as well.
Very weird. No. No. Yes, this one's easily one of the best ones so far.
I quite like this, and I think, wait, in my head, I had it like zooming into the theodolite, zooming out into other like scenes similar to this, just as a bit of fluff before it zooms into the globe on the trundle whale and turns into the map and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
I think this is definitely usable. It's a good one.
Like up until that point, it could just be a little quick, sharp cut or something.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. This what you're saying is for the like a second and a half of that, then stop before the globe appears. That's actually just it's part of the scene, so it just gives an extra second or half a second of stuff to look at.
Yeah. He's just running away from the globe there. He's realised the measurements are flat.
I don't know if that's... No, I don't think so. Oh.
Not even up to that point. Wait, it's just this guy. If he had a wheel or something, I think that would have been good for the first couple of seconds.
You can always get rid of him again.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work to actually render it, then upload it, and it's like...
Yeah, it's not work.
At least 5 to 10 minutes onto Len's day. If we don't want it, we just got to decide not to have it. No. Yeah, this is the one I like the most so far. Yeah, that one's definitely a good one. I like this one.
I like the camera movement and whatnot in it. But I'll star it if you want. I'll happily render it and let you do what you want with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I probably won't end up using it. But the more the better, because it might be that I end up using this and not something else. No, I don't think so. No.
The little step.
No.
And what is this device?
Yeah, that's a no, isn't it?
Nope.
No.
They all seem to do a weird little shuffle. What I don't know what happens there with that thing.
Have another look. No, it's like that's like the angle measuring thing, isn't it? It's weird.
Astrolabe.
Yeah. It also looks like the controls of a ship. Too weird.
Yeah, that's no good.
I like that. It's a shame that they're not, going into a map, like going. Seems to just go to that globe picture all the time, doesn't it? But it could just do with
No.
showing
Not this
some
one.
other aspects.
No. Yes, keep this.
No.
Nope. No.
It's one of the Duff ones from another Duff one.
That's not bad. I like that. But I think we've got others that are better already that are more close.
It could be a quick cut if need be.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell?
When I was doing these ones, I was just doing all kinds of random things for the trundle wheels. So I put a picture of the trundle wheel in as a reference and had done this.
Wow. It's pretty good, isn't it? At least it looks like a trundle wheel. Yeah. Do we need this?
Nah.
No.
I kind of like the way the guy at the start grabs that, but he walks away with it on his side spinning. That could be a quick cut there. Then going into the next scene, which is him actually walking with it. Or could just skip the previous one and go for some weird artifacts around the wheel. You on it?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, it's kind of semi-sideways, isn't it? It's like it's wonky. No, I don't think it's this one. What the frick?
For these, I was trying to get the camera to pan round to beside the profile of the guy, but it failed to comprehend.
Yeah, I see how it's trying to do what you're asking. Cool seeing the process, isn't it? Next.
I've lost my mouse. There we go. Nope, just walking around with it. Nope.
Nah.
I think that one works all right. Like,
okay,
but
I mean, star it.
It's totally up to you. Then it goes to a bunch of renders of me trying to get a 360 pan around these guys. But I've already started one of these, so I'll... which one was the best? Yeah. Start. And that was all them, apart from the few little bits with the morph into the... oh, no, wasn't that one, it was this one. To the morph into... yeah, these ones. And you preferred zooming into the world map rather than just North America?
Yes, this one.
Okie dokie.
This is Ace.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah, that's all them that I've got done so far, mate.
Wicked. I'm so impressed.
But if you've got any more ideas, feel free to send them forward and I'll work on them. But in the meantime, I'll start upscaling all these.
Well, before you do it, hold on. Let me just clear my throat. Can you just play the ones that you've got starred? I know it's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge, but can you make your screen as big as possible, first of all? And then one by one, like, you know, when you had them full screen.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing is I have to pop out of each full screen to find the next one.
I know, but just for the sake, because we're recording this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you can tell me when you're ready, I'll play roast chicken and we'll just see the scenes that we've picked so far. Everyone up for that?
I'll give it a go.
I know you guys in Discord can't see a single thing.
Yep.
I'm spitting facts that Earth's measured flat. You might not like that, but facts are facts. Vertical heights from surface level, horizontal linear measurements on the scale of maps axiomatically proves that. Ooh, you might not like that, but facts are facts. And I'm spitting it flat in that perpendicular to a plane of reference that's height right parallel, flight level above sea level. If the earth was flat, we would measure it flat. We measure it flat, so earth is flat. And I'm spitting facts about that. You might not like that. You can't assume earth a sphere by circular reasoning, but when you measure it flat, it contradicts that. I'm spitting flat facts and that, and I know you don't like that. Google Maps is flat, it presents elevation profiles like that. I'm a spitting flat earth king. Sentence has a ring, doing my own thing. If earth was a big roast chicken, factually finger licking chicken, we just got the measurements missing. I'm spitting eggs and begs, begging the question lesson. I've said it before, time after time. I'm the spitting flat earth king of rhyme. If the earth was flat, we would measure it flat. We measure it flat, so earth is flat. And I'm spitting facts about that. You might not like that. You can't assume earth a sphere by circular reasoning, but when you measure it flat, it contradicts that.
Cool. I just think it gives, you know, the audience a general idea of what we're doing, so they can see, like, the vision coming together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, thank you for doing that. Say again, Neil.
I said absolutely.
Were you getting a feel for it in the Hangout? Like, as the music's playing, I know it sounds crappy because you've got all the voice software to try and stop music getting through. but you get a general gist of what's going on, right? You can see little clips of what Len's produced with little bits of One Deck song. You can get a vibe of what's, you know, what it's going to look like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's good, and I know Len's got a lot to do there, and that's fantastic. I'm not saying it'd be nice. I'd just like to maybe see like some other things, like vertical heights and some of things that are being mentioned in the song as well, and maybe another tool or a tape measure or a curval. I know that's fantastic. I'm not. You know, I'm not asking
a tool
for much,
or a tape measure or a curval.
Yeah, it's a global tool, isn't it?
Hey, trademark curval. Curval's mine. Mine.
Yeah.
I don't know how AI would interpret a curval, to be honest. I'm quite curious, though.
Well, just picture a level shaped like a U or a C.
But yeah, the video will be spitting facts when it's done about how Earth's measured flat, and some people might not like that.
How about cutting to any scenes of like mariners using astrolabe or anything like that?
Yeah, I think if you give it that as a prompt, that would be much better. When I said guy up a mountain, again, I'm kind of thinking outside the box because of people saying, "Oh, what if you're up a mountain?" Whereas in reality, we just want it to look like the thing it is, someone making an elevation angle to a star. So if you start giving it prompts of men in compasses that have been thrown on maps doing it up mountains, it's going to balls that up in a big way. Whereas if you just say, yeah, guy on a boat measuring an elevation angle to a star, it might be able to figure out what the frig that is, rather than my description, which is kind of convoluted.
Well, if there's a few more scenarios like that, feel free to put them forward and I'll do as much as I can so you've got a good selection to choose from.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
The work in progress.
Nice one, Len.
Right, I'm going to have to do one, so I'm going to round out this live stream. Anybody got anything they want to add to Len? Because it'll be dedicated to the recording for this bit of the process.
Len,
well done, Len.
Just well done, Len. Yeah, great job.
Yeah, totally agree.
And One Deck.
Maybe less so.
Yeah, One Deck. We know One Deck already. One Deck is.
That song's old news.
Yeah, he's that old poet guy that used to come in here, dropping poems on us.
No, the song's awesome. I love it. It's easily my favourite of all the Flat Earth songs in the last 10 years. Anyway, right, I'm going to round out this live stream, I keep calling it, after show. So with that, another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.